Own Electra. Think again. Buick Electra, just $14,883 loaded. But you must order by June 20th from your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana Better Buick dealer.
The 60s was the wild look. The 70s was the let it be look. The 80s is the neat look. And Vitalis lets it be your look. To style, or groom, or hold. Vitalis makes it look better any way you wear your hair. Always good looking, natural, and very well groomed. For the neat look of the 80s, America's great classic, Vitalis has it all. So you can have it all.
Hey, my Orkin man.
Oh, hi, Jason.
The ice cream store's not open.
I know. I'm here to make sure it's safe from pests.
Do they come here for ice cream?
Not since I've been coming.
But you're my Orkin man.
Well, sure, but I protect lots of places.
You'll still come to my house?
Every month.
Protect what you care about. Call Orkin, America's most trusted termite and pest control.
He's my Orkin man, but you can borrow him.
Question, why are you still playing Trivial Pursuit when you're ready for Stage 2, the two-stage trivia game? The beginning moves like lightning. Whom did Pocahontas save? John Smith. Who wrote the Capital? Karl Marx. What music was born in Chicago? The blues. And that's only the first part. Now you're ready for the Fun for All second stage, guessing what those answers have in common. Now, if you said Smith, Marx, and blues are famous brothers, you've got Stage 2. Once you played Trivial Pursuit, you're ready for Stage 2, the two-stage trivia game from Milton Bradley.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone were back at Dodger Stadium. Here are the lineups for tonight's game for the Cubs. Bobby Dernier in center, Ryne Sandberg at second, Gary Matthews in left, Keith Moreland in right, Jody Davis the catcher, Ron Cey at third base, Leon Durham at first, Larry Boa the shortstop, and Scott Sanderson with 1-1 and lost one with an earned run average of 2.79 will be the pitcher. For the Dodgers, Steve Sachs at second, Mariano Duncan in short, Mike Sochet the catcher, Pedro Guerrero at third, Mike Marshall in right, Greg Brock at first, Ken Landreau the center fielder, R.J. Reynolds in left, and Rick Honeycutt, who's 1-2 and lost 2 with an earned run average of 2.64 on the hill. Another left-hander. The umpires are Charlie Williams behind the plate, Randy Marsh at first, Billy Williams at second, and John McSherry at third. You know, the thing I remember Rick Honeycutt for, above all, and he's been a good pitcher, well, what I recall about him is when he was with Seattle, they complained they thought he was throwing a spitball, so the umpire called time and went out to the mound to check the ball and found a nail in Honeycutt's glove, which he was using to scratch up the baseball.
He said it was the first time he ever did it, Harry, and the most amazing part about it was he said he forgot about it and went to the bench and started to sweat. And he rubbed his forehead, and he made a big scratch right in the middle of his forehead. Said it was the dumbest thing he ever did.
Here's Bobby Dernier to lead it off. First pitch, a little roller towards short. It's going to be a close play. The throw. Hey, got it. Bobby Dernier hit a weak roller. It was hit so weakly, you thought he had a chance to beat it out, and it was a bang-bang play.
Honeycutt is not a strikeout pitcher. He turns the ball over, throws a couple of different kinds of curveballs, has a forkball that he added to his repertoire, but he keeps the ball around the plate and tries to make it sink. So you should see a lot of ground ball and a lot of action by the Dodgers infield tonight.
31-year-old left-hander delivers. Ryne Sandberg takes a strike at the knee. Honeycutt stands 6'2". He doesn't look that big, but he is. 1 strike and nothing, 1 out. A little bit outside of Slatter, the Bond family from Tempe, Arizona here. A lot of Cub fans from all over the Midwest as well as the 4 West. 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball is short. There's another chance for Mariano Duncan, and he's out. So you can tell that Honeycutt's sinker is working. 2 men up, 2 men down, both hit ground balls to the shortstop.
Last year, Honeycutt was 10-9, had a fine earned run average of 284, made 28 starts and completed 6 games. And he had shoulder surgery in the off-season. He had an arthritic condition. They cleaned it out for him. And he's coming back, trying to come back from the radical surgery.
He's won 2, he's lost 2 with a good earned run average this year. The pitch to the Sarge, a little bit outside. Jim Gendron, native Chicago, watching the game here. There's a strike, and the count is evened up, a ball and a strike. Honeycutt looks like he's going to be tough. Now the delivery. There's a line drive. Sensational catch by Steve Sachs, who timed his leap perfectly. Timing was the name of that play. And it's 1, 2, 3 and out as you see it again going out. We're going to the bottom of the first, no score.
We're WXRT. We play music, and lots of it, but without all the gimmicks you've grown tired of. If you haven't tried WXRT lately, give our rock a listen.
If you lived in a perfect world, you'd cook on something very like the Weber One Touch. It would give you perfect barbecue flavor because it would circulate heat like a convection oven to keep meats juicy. It would last for years, and it would clean itself with just a touch. Of course, you don't live in a perfect world. But you can cook on the perfect barbecue, the Weber One Touch. From the biggest name in your backyard, Weber.
Keep your yard from looking like a jungle with quality lawn and garden supplies from True Value hardware stores. Get the Black & Decker 18-inch double-edged trimmer to keep shrubs and hedges nicely shaped. Take care of grass and weeds with the Weed Eater electric trimmer. And clean up leaves, grass, and dirt with the Paramount electric power blower and vacuum attachment from participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Charles wants to fly me to Aruba again.
Oh, really?
Yes, but it's not for the concert reception with Ramon.
Oh, dear.
Of course, Edward says he's going to win the lotto game for me.
Hardly a big deal.
Pardon me, madam, but this Edward fellow wants to win lotto worth millions, and you say big deal?
Millions? I always did admire Edward's style.
Tell me, do I know this Edward?
No?
Now, Ken Follett's bestseller comes to television, The Key to Rebecca, starring Cliff Robertson and David Soul.
Thursday night at 7.
Carey and Steve Stone, as we go into the bottom of the first inning, you see Scott Sanderson getting ready. There you see all the stats on him.
The last time out, Sanderson threw his best game of the year. He threw against San Francisco, and he pitched 9 innings, giving up 8 hits, did not allow a run, walked 1 and struck out 9. That was his high as a Cub. And he had a good fastball and got his breaking pitches over the plate. The Cubs ultimately lost that game 1-0 in 12 innings.
Steve Sachs will be leading it off. Mike Schrader, formerly of Chicago. He used to own a place called Durkin's, and it's still there on Diversity Street. He's here celebrating his 36th birthday today, missing the gang he used to bum with. Just 5 blocks south of the friendly confines, Wrigley Field. So birthday greetings to Mike Schrader.
Sachs has always hit the ball very well against Sanderson because Scott has a tendency to get his fastball up. Sachs is a high fastball hitter. He usually drives the ball to right center field.
Sachs is hitting .333 against Cub pitching with 4 out of 12. Hitting .300 for the year. First pitch is a strike, good fastball. Well, I thought sure the beautiful weather in Southern California would do something to the filthy smell of those cigars. But it really doesn't.
You mean it doesn't smell cleaner here?
No, it smells worse.
There's not as much wind as in Wrigley Field.
They're going to have to fumigate this beautiful ballpark when this series ends tonight. Another curve, 1-2 the count on Steve Sachs. But hang in there, kid. One of these days you'll find a sweet-smelling cigar. Did you read where guys who smoke cigars don't live as long as guys who don't?
No.
Here's the pitch swung on and fouled. Out of play.
I think that's just propaganda, Harry. I don't believe that.
No, I think if you keep smoking in the booth, your life is going to come to it. It certainly is. Guys who talk about fellows who smoke cigars live longer than the guys who smoke this cigar. 1-2 the count.
But what a happy life they lead while they're smoking them.
Now the pitch. High fly ball, right field. Moreland is there. He makes the catch. This the time of the evening is a little tough to see. And Moreland staggered a little bit, but he had a good beat on the ball and made the catch. And what a fine right field, as well as hitting well over 300. Moreland having a terrific year. Here's Mariano Duncan, the shortstop, hitting 247, 2 home runs, both hitting right-handed, 2 RBIs, both on those home runs. Tonight he's hitting left-handed, and last night he was 0 for 4 against Sutcliffe, striking out 3 times. The pitch. He was going to bunt. The pitch was low. You know, he's naturally a right-handed hitter. And I know myself. When you're a switch hitter, it's much tougher to bunt. From the unnatural side, there's a ground ball. First baseman got it. Pitcher covering the toss. Easy out. From Durham to Sanderson. And I notice even a veteran like Larry Boa has much more trouble bunting left-handed than he does right-handed, and it's especially noticeable with a guy like Duncan.
Well, you bring up a good point, Harry, and one of the reasons is that when you do turn over and switch, you're naturally a weaker hitter, so you really work on your stroke, and you get your stroke down. You don't think much about bunting, so when you do try to drag the ball, it just seems totally unnatural to you, and that's probably what Duncan is experiencing.
Here's Mike Scioscia, moved up to hit third tonight. The only home run hit by the Dodgers against the Cubs this year was hit by Scioscia. And that cost the Cubs a ball game. Because it came in the top of the 9th with the Cubs leading 3-1 off Lee Smith in relief. It tied up the ball game at 3-3. It came with a man on. And then the Dodgers won it the following inning. Ball and a strike, 2 out. Strike. Good placement of that pitch. Right over the outside corner.
Scioscia has never hit third as a Dodger. He said he hit third in high school, hit third briefly in the low minor leagues, but since then he's always hit 5th, 6th, or 7th. So this is a new experience for him.
High pop fly. They got him with a changeup. Here's the Sarge. 1, 2, 3 and out. Nothing across at the end of 1. Both teams have what the little boy shot at. Nothing.
Beginning Tuesday night at 7. There are a few people out there who are fed up.
Clean up this whole mess here. You should just flush it.
They're tired of waiting for action.
You can't help, can you?
They're mad, and they're not going to take it anymore. John Wayne, Clint Eastwood.
I'm not leaving without that prisoner.
Robert De Niro.
Anytime, anywhere.
And Michael Caine. A week of getting even. Beginning Tuesday night at 7 on Channel 9.
AT&T says they can save you 40% if you call after 5 p.m. MCI can save you more than that. AT&T says they can save you 60% after 11 p.m. or weekends. MCI can save you more. And during the daytime, AT&T doesn't offer any savings. Now, if MCI always costs less, how can AT&T claim any savings at all? Beats me.
Call MCI, and then call anywhere AT&T goes across Illinois and across the country.
Your better Buick dealers present Buick Electra, a world-class luxury sedan sticker price at just $14,883. And if you think that's the price of a stripped-down Electra, think again. Buick Electra, just $14,883 loaded. But you must order by June 20th from your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana better Buick dealer.
It's the Suiteries Giant Warehouse Sale. 50 to 80% off everything. This Friday through Sunday, Grand and Manheim, Franklin Park.
Carey back at Dodger Stadium. We go in the top of the second. Here's some other scores now. Oakland murdered the Milwaukee Brewers 19-3. They pounded out 19 hits for 19 runs. Mike Davis hit 2 homers, his 11th and 12th. Wayne Murphy hit his 4th. Brohard hit one for Milwaukee. Boy, those Brewers having a problem. Seattle is leading Boston 7-1 at the end of 8. Gorman Thomas hit number 6. Alvin Davis hit number 3. And Presley, Jim Presley, that kid that impressed us so in spring training, walloped his 10th home run of the young season. California rallied with 6 in the 9th to beat Toronto 9-6. There we go with Keith Moreland to lead it off. And the pitch is high. The Royals just got 3 in the 8th. Have taken a lead of 5-1 at Cleveland. The Yankees batting in the bottom of the 9th, tied up 5-5. There's that looked like a knuckle curve. Does he throw that?
He has a split-finger fastball, Harry. Moreland should hit Honeycutt well because he has patience. And you have to swing at Rick Honeycutt like you swing at Tommy John. You have to make him get the ball up and don't swing at anything down in the dirt.
1-1 pitch swung on and fouled off. Texas is 5-5 with the Yankees. The Yankees trying to reach the 500 mark tonight. The White Sox, in the rain of delayed game, which is resumed, are leading Baltimore 1-0 at the end of 5. And Minnesota out in front of Detroit, 4-2 going into the 8th. Those Minnesota games are never decided until the other team bats on the bottom of the 9th. Here's a pitch a little outside, 2-2.
That was the pitch that you have to lay out of. It looks tantalizing and then comes up and dips at the last moment. Moreland, one of the more patient of the Cub hitters.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Moreland waiting. 6 out of 10 for the year against Dodger pitching. A little roller, that ought to be easy for sacks. 1 out. 4 in a row retired by Honeycutt. Cincinnati edge Montreal 2-1. Price the winner. Power the save.
Jody Davis.
Bryn Smith the loser. Carey hit a homer in the bottom of the 9th with a man on for Atlanta to tie up the Phillies. Atlanta now batting in the bottom of the 10th. Suter is in there in relief. The Mets lead at Houston 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Here's a pitch low. And St. Louis knocked out Lamar Hoyt in the first inning as they scored 6 runs. They lead 6-0 at the end of 1. There's a pitch a little bit low. Frank Beto from Fox River Grove, Illinois, and Ted Witecki from Merrillville, Indiana are here. Kathy Deeds from Calumet City, all pulling for the Cubs. Swings and he fouls it off. The Grafe family from Temple City, California here. Scott McClanahan from Crystal Lake, Illinois. And John Giangiorgi with his son Mark from Lake Forest are here. Strike called over the outside corner. That evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gang watching the game at the Veterans Club in beautiful Mount Shasta, California. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jody Davis hitting .221 for the year with 3 homers, 9 RBIs. 2 out of 13 against the pitching of the Dodgers. Look out. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. High pop fly. Easy out. sacks, makes the catch. 5 in a row. And only one man has hit the ball hard, and that was Carey Matthews. Well, there's a group of gals here from Joliet. Janet Olson, Barb White, Beth Block, and Debbie Wilson Camden. All from Joliet, hoping to see the Cubs sweep the series. Ron Cey getting a good hand from the Dodger fans. He was a popular favorite here, hitting only 173 for the season. 4 homers and 11 RBIs. There's a strike call. Cey has been to bat 98 times, had 17 hits. 5 of them, though, have been for extra bases, 4 homers and a double. But he has fanned 25 times. That means that every 4th time at bat, he has struck out. Brian Dayette is now with the Cubs, replacing Sean Dunston, who was optioned out. 1-1 pitch. That goes! No doubt about that one near the wall. It's out of here! A home run! And that brings a big cheer from the Cub fans. Cey's 5th home run of the year. Let's watch that one again. And $100 is donated by True Value Hardware to Cubs Care and Northwestern Memorial Hospital in the fight against cancer. Look at that happy scene, and watch this.
Ron Cey gets a breaking ball in the middle of the plate and drives it deep for his 5th home run, his 12th RBI. No doubt about this one. R.J. Reynolds gives it the run, but runs out of room.
We ought to hold this picture. Look at that. Perfect swing. And that ball went into the seats. For Ron Cey, his 5th homer of the year and the 282nd of his career. That evens a count, a ball and a strike. So he's going to wind up with over 300 homers before this year is over. A little outside. So out of 18 hits this year, 5 have been homers. And 1 has been a double. So 6 of his 18 hits for extra bases. There's a curve strike call. So although his average has been very, very low, he still had some production out of his hits. Ron Cey, that is. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, broken bat, roller, sacks. That ends the inning, but the Cubs are out in front. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We move into the bottom of the 2nd, 1-0. In favor of Cey.
Here's pro football quarterback Danny White for Bike.
Folks, the word's out. Bike coaches shorts aren't just for coaches anymore. They're for everybody. These are the original coaches shorts. Comfortable and versatile. You missed a spot. Great for golf or softball or a neighborhood football game. I throw them, I don't catch them. I would wear them to work, but I wear another Bike original instead. When you want the original, what you want is Bike.
Rocky Road, Brownie Nut Fudge, Razzmatazz-Berry. Flavor ideas from the Horn family that revolutionized the rather vanilla ice cream industry. Their company, Guernsey Dell. Annual sales, a sweet $13 million. Their bank, the Harris.
Well, for the Harris Bank, we found creativity we never believed could be available in a bank. They don't wait for us to ask. They say, let's have a meeting. We have an idea.
Strong, responsive, innovative, professional, the Harris. Move up to the banking lion.
Wouldn't you? Your better Buick dealers have done it again.
Wouldn't you?
On the newest Buick of all, the front-wheel drive Buick Somerset. Now get 8.8% GMAC financing on a car at the leading edge of driver technology. Discover Buick Somerset and 8.8% financing at your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana better Buick dealer. And then ask yourself,
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
You
You could work all day for a shine like this, but it's unnecessary because now there's Simon Ice too. It gives the legendary shine without the legendary sweat.
Harry Carey back at Dodger Stadium. There's beautiful Southern California. There's a great shot of Hollywood. Oh, you see Scott Sanderson warming up. Hey, the gang is here from a place called, got to be my favorite town, Milltown, Montana. Pete and the gang are here from Harold, cheering for the Cubs. And so are a couple of high school journalists from San Clemente High School, John Adams, Jeff Lambeth, and Kevin Davis.
That was Ron Say's first home run in this ballpark since coming back as a Cub. 26 home runs for the Cubs this year. That puts them on top in the National League.
Here's the pitch down. It's a strike off. Say is now tied with Sandberg for the team lead in homers.
Guerrero mentioned that they're really pitching around him this year. He's not seeing too many good pitches, a lot of breaking balls away. He says when the bottom of the order starts hitting, he thinks that he'll see some better pitches. They put Socha in front of him in hopes that he'll get on base.
The pitch to Guerrero. A little bit low and outside. That evens the count, a ball and a strike. Mrs. Harm from Kenosha, Wisconsin here. A lot of Cub fans. There's a curve high. Gary Schnuley from Woodstock, Illinois, 60 miles northwest of Chicago. Wanting to be remembered back home. 2 balls and a strike. Good curveball in there, a beauty. There's a family with nothing but Cub fans' license plates. They're from Ontario, California. Kathy Suica. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pedro Guerrero. The third baseman of the Dodgers, although he'd rather be the outfielder. He struck him out. He really went fishing. A bad ball high and outside.
When you don't see a lot of good pitches, you get over anxious. This one is well out of the strike zone. Guerrero swinging at a terrible pitch for strike 3.
Tex Walker from Whittier, California, watching the game. Here's a pitch fouled off by Mike Marshall from Buffalo Grove. Big, good-looking kid hitting .279 with 6 homers, 17 RBI.
There's something to be said for platooning, but 5 of Marshall's 6 home runs have come against right-handers. He seems to get good swings, and when you leave a ball from the middle of the plate in, he's got a good chance of taking it deep.
There's a pitch a little bit low and outside. The Zerwiches are here from Northwest Indiana. Ground ball fouled outside third. Linda Hartman and Tammy Wilson are here cheering for the Cubs. Want to be remembered, the people in Manteno, Illinois. Boy, a lot of transplanted Midwesterners out here. And they're still filing into the ballpark. They're going to have about another 48,000 tonight. Curveball a little bit inside, 2-2. Will and Donna Fisher are here. Cub fans. Hey, struck him out. Marshall goes down swinging. 2 up, 2 down. And Sanderson, knock on wood, looks very, very sharp, just as he did in San Francisco against the Giants.
Well, both against the Giants and here tonight, he's setting up the hitters off that slow curveball. Then he's buzzing the high fastball by him. That high fastball looks about 5 miles an hour faster, coming off the heels of a good changeup breaking pitch.
Here's Greg Brock, the fastball high outside. Left-hand hitter. One ball, no strikes. Good strike call. He wanted to swing at that, and he changed his mind at the last minute. One pitch. High. J.D. and Nancy, die-hard Cub fans from Mount Shasta, California here. A high pop foul out of play.
There's one sweet spot that you have to stay away from when you face Greg Brock, and that's right on the inside part of the plate from the belt to the knees. That's the pitch that he can take out of the ballpark. Anything else, he has a lot of trouble handling.
Two balls, two strikes, and Brock steps out of the batter's box. Bob and Norma Cape. Great fans out of Vancouver, Washington are here. He struck out the side, and all went down swinging. KKK. Nothing across at the end of two. Ron Say's homer is the difference, 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All you gotta do is smell the morning splash on Old Spice. Now you're moving, isn't it nice? Up and at 'em, don't think twice. Pour out a handful, splash on some Spice.
Nobody sends more guys out there alive and awake than unmistakably masculine Old Spice.
Now you're moving, don't think twice. Splash on the feeling, splash on some Spice.
I got it right. You got it right. We all got it right to the chicken done right.
Now you can win Cubs or White Sox season tickets, including their playoff and World Series games. From Chicagoland's #1 chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Come on in and enter.
You got it right to chicken done right. Kentucky Fried Chicken. They do chicken right.
They call him the King because Richard Petty knows what it takes to win.
Going into the last lap, there's no better place to be than in second. Then, if you slingshot at just the right moment, you could be the winner.
Winning, it's a part of men like Richard Petty.
And that winning spirit has helped Union 76 fuel more winners than anyone else. That winning quality rides with you every time you ride out of a Union 76 station.
Go with the spirit.
The winning spirit.
The spirit of 76.
A participating advertiser in Cubs baseball is Pepsi-Cola General Bottlers. Carey back at Dodger Stadium. We go into the top of the third. Kansas City beat Cleveland 5-1 tonight. Balboni hit his 7th home run of the year, and Lee Brandt was the winner. There's Larry Boa to lead it off.
Jim Fry said before the game that he's going to play Larry Boa for a while and see how he does. Now that Dunston is in the minor leagues, he's got Boa and Spire, but he likes the way Boa took over last night, got a couple of base hits, and he's going to try him out for a week or so.
Larry Boa hitting .286. Got his first RBIs of the year last night. 2 big runs. Here a ground ball, foul outside third. Don Zimmer knocks the ball down. Clyde and Donna Wright, formerly of Clarendon Hills, cheering for the Cubs. So those Tom Beamer and his daughter Kelly, formerly of Mount Prospect. There's a split finger fastball outside to even the count of the ball and the strike. 1-0, we're in the top of the third. Low inside. Cardinals lead San Diego 8-0 at the end of 2. Lamar Hoyt was knocked out in the first inning. Ball is low. Ben Stein from Chicago, watching the Cubs in action in Los Angeles. So's Jimmy Gallios of Miller's Pub.
I'd like to see Larry Boa guess fastball here and drive it over the head of a shallow R.J. Reynolds.
There's a strike call, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bounce foul outside third. Scott Beam and Donald St. George from Galesburg, Illinois here tonight. From the north side of Chicago, Grace and Jack Thurns. Ground ball, deep short, Duncan long throw, here it is. Hey, it bounces, but he's out. Nice pickup in there by Greg Brock.
In Duncan's hurry to get the ball away, he forgets to get anything on it, and it's a good play by Greg Brock.
The 21 pitcher, Scott Sanderson.
Here's Sanderson with one away. The Gomez family from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Want to be remembered to all the Cub fans back home. And John and Lori Westland from Prophetstown, Illinois. They're here. 1-0 on Say's home run. Here's Sanderson. 1 out of 9 is a hitter this year. A high pop foul. Brock chasing it. He may reach it. Hey, he drops the ball. He got to it, but he had a long run, and the scorer will not charge him with an error. No play.
I think he'd like to have this play again. It was a difficult play, but the ball was in the middle of his glove, and it just rolls out.
Dr. Strangeglove. 0-1 the count. There's a fastball low. Bob Bernhardt of West Lafayette, Indiana, the home of Purdue University. 1-1 pitch. Swung and he missed. I'm always afraid when Sanderson runs or swings the bat, he's going to hurt that back again. 1-2 the count. A little pop fly in the infield. Sachs has got it. 2 gone. So Rick Honeycutt is pitching a one-hitter and is losing 1-0. You sure that's really tobacco you smoke, or is there some other quantity or quality?
Well, there might be some frayed rope in here, but mostly tobacco.
Boy. 2 men are out, nobody on.
When you get them 3 for 20 cents here, you can't expect the best tobacco.
Well, I know you go for those bargains, all right. 1 ball, no strikes. Two away. There's a pitch fouled off. Hey, Arnie, when are we going to work from the bleachers? That way I can get away from this fella. I tell you what he'll do, Arnie. When we work from the bleachers, he'll rig it so that there are other people around me smoking even worse cigars.
Cheaper if possible.
1-1 pitch. Ground ball right to Guerrero. Hit like a shot. He's got it over to first. Easy out. 1-2-3. Honeycutt is pitching well, but fortunately, Say hit a home run. 1-0 going to the bottom of the third. Cubs.
Cash refund on Scott's? You mean you'll pay me to get the Scott's difference? Only if you hurry.
You're not just another face along the way to another place.
I'm hoping for a wide body. I probably won't get one.
This flight? You sure will.
You're the pride of United's friendly skies.
I reserved 11G in advance. You probably don't have it.
Got it right here. So before you go, my friend, we want you to know, my friend, you're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
I like lime in my tomato juice. I probably can't get it.
Oh. When you fly United, you can set your sights a little higher.
Magazine?
You probably don't have anything I'd like to read.
Well, here's an article called Positive Thinking Always Wins.
I know. I wrote it.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
You probably won't believe this. I had a very nice flight.
You're flying the friendly skies.
Rob Hilmer was a rising young executive when he bought Century Comprehensive Life Insurance.
I got in on the ground floor.
It offered insurance protection, attractive interest, and premiums he could increase as his income climbed.
Wrong floor, Hilmer. You've been reassigned.
It even let him decrease premiums when his career fell on hard times.
Ground floor.
For life insurance that can help you through life's little ups and downs, call Century, where all's well, even when all isn't.
The WGN Cubs bumper sticker contest. You could be a winner. Watch tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 on Channel 9.
With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Dodger Stadium, Kenny Landreau is going to be leading it off. Fred and Randy Nee with their family here, and a couple of good-looking girls watching the game here at Dodger Stadium. Ken Olson of Little Rock pulling for the Cubs, and the Von Damme family from Elmhurst, Illinois are here. Kent Ortdro from Scottsdale celebrating his 40th birthday. And some more visitors from Joliet, Bob and Sally Redinger. Here's the pitch. Landreau hitting 179 with 3 homers. There's handsome Scott Sanderson on the hill. Big, good-looking right-hand pitcher, the delivery. There's a high pop fly. That might bring rain. Sandberg calling for it. Makes the catch in fair territory. Boy, that one a mile high. Landreau pops to Sandberg. 7 in a row retired by Sanderson.
Landreau had been hitting third, but at home in beautiful Dodger Stadium, Landreau's hitting only 108. So Tommy Lasorda, in an effort to get more offense out of that lineup, dropped Landreau into the 7th spot and elevated Mike Scioscia to the 3 spot.
Here's R.J. Reynolds, the left fielder. A week from Friday is May the 24th. The Cubs will be playing Pete Rose and the Cincinnati Reds. And it'll be Sunglasses Day at Wrigley Field. If you're 14 years of age and over, there's a line drive coming on, and Bobby Dernier makes the catch. R.J. Reynolds lines to Dernier. If you're over 14, May the 24th, you'll receive a handsome pair of Chicago Cubs sunglasses as you enter the ballpark. Compliments of Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light. These racing-style glasses are the perfect accessory to complement your leisure time outdoor attire. So make your plans now to be on hand for Bud Light's Sunglasses Day, Friday, May the 24th at Wrigley Field. Here is Rick Honeycutt 0 for 9 as a batter this year. Barry Bischoff from St. Joseph, Michigan here with a group. Ron Say is the difference in the ball game. The Cubs are leading 1-0. A ball and a strike to count. 2 out, nobody on. 8 in a row retired by Sanderson. Fastball is high. Now Sanderson has been utilizing an off-speed pitch very effectively. But you never want to throw a pitcher an off-speed pitch. You're doing him a favor. 2 balls and a strike. If he's a weak hitter, that is, and most pitchers are. 2 balls and a strike, 2 out. Ball 3.
Well, I hope he's a weak hitter, Harry, because Gary Matthews is playing a deep shortstop. He's about 50 feet in back of Larry Boa.
Honeycutt, graduate of the University of Tennessee, swings at 3-1. That's how the game has changed. Even weak-hitting pitchers swing when the count's 3-0 or 3-1. Boy, oh boy, the old-time baseball players must be turning over in their graves.
Well, it was a costly swing. It cost him his bat.
Look at the grin on Honeycutt's face.
He's still trying to get the buzzing out of his thumbs.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Sanderson needs to retire him to keep his perfect game going. He's retired the first 8 men he's faced. 3-2 the pitch. He lost him. Ball 4. How about that? Boy, what a funny game. You know, Sanderson has struck out 27 while walking only 6 this year. And here he just makes his first pass of the night to a weak-hitting pitcher who's 0 for 9 for the season.
You could see him throw the ball into his glove on the mound. He realizes that that's one mistake you can't afford to make, especially in a close ball game. Now you have to face the top of the order, and you've got a man on.
2 men are out, a runner at first base. The delivery. Sachs takes a curve in there, a strike call. You know, Rick Sutcliffe was talking about how he has trouble concentrating in his ballpark. He said he finds himself looking everywhere, seeing people he knows. Here's the pitch outside. He said he found himself even looking up to the broadcast booth last night. He just had trouble concentrating on what he was doing. Still, he pitched the 6-hitter and won 8-3. Curve high, ball 2.
Well, there wasn't any help up here. I know that.
2 balls and a strike.
That shows you how tough he is, Harry. He hung in there despite throwing about 160 pitches last night and was able to complete that ball game. Not many guys on this club or any club could completed a game like that.
2 balls and a strike. Ball 3. 3-1. Be careful here. This guy can take you downtown. Steve Sachs. Handsome youngster. He's single. He's handsome. He's rich. He's got a big contract. And he plays here in this glamorous city, Los Angeles. There goes the runners. Swung, foul tip. How about that? With a pitcher on base, the leadoff man up, the count 3-1. Tommy Lasorda, trying to get something going, had his pitcher breaking with the delivery.
Well, he has an incentive clause in his contract, Carey. If he gets 1 RBI before the middle of May, he gets a bonus. Lasorda knows he has no RBIs this year, so he sent Honeycutt.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Now he steps out of the batter's box, a full count. Honeycutt will automatically be going now. There are 2 out. 3-2 the count. The pitch. There he goes. Swung on. Headed for right field. Nice play by Sandberg, but he beats it. There's a runner going to third. An infield hit. And that's what the walk to the pitcher with 2 out has done. Now he's in a jam with Mariano Duncan coming up. Boy, Honeycutt is a good athlete. He can run.
Tough play for Sandberg. He has to go well to his left. The good speed of Steve Sachs got him in at first base. Sandberg keeps the ball in the infield, thereby saving a possible run. No chance to get Sachs and no chance to get Honeycutt.
So, that's the first hit for the Dodgers.
If I know Tom Lasorda here, he's going to probably try to run Steve Sachs. The reason is Duncan is not a very good hitter.
I would imagine the Cubs will let him run through. Wow, he almost threw it away. Boy, it's a good thing Durham is as tall as he is. He had a leap to haul that throw down from Sanderson. Sanderson is quite obviously upset over the fact that he walked Rick Honeycutt. An infield hit, and now he's in trouble. The delivery. Duncan swing. High pop foul out of play. 1 strike and nothing. Now, Sutcliffe was striking Duncan out on curveballs last night. Fanned him 3 times in a row.
When a man is a weak hitter from the left side, you don't want to throw the ball away from him because that's a ball he can catch up with. If you throw a fastball at all, you want to bust him in on his hands because you usually can't get the head of the bat out.
The delivery now. Curve is a little low. A slow curve. And the count is evened up at a ball and a strike. 1-0 in favor of the Cubs on Say's homer, but the Dodgers have runners at first and third with 2 out. Sanderson. 1-1 the count. The outfield plays shallow. Swung at a high fastball. He's ahead on the count now, 1-2. Now, Jody Davis is motioning towards Steve Sachs. I would imagine they're not gonna throw through here. Honeycutt, the runner at third, 2 strikes and a ball on Mariano Duncan. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Long delay, time call. Now, Jody Davis has taken a position over the outside corner. Watch it here, see? The pitch by Sanderson. Curve into the dirt, evens the count, 2-2. Nice save by Jody Davis, who's done a lot of that this year. His catching defensively has improved 100% in the last 2 years. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. The deuces are wild, and the Cubs are leading only 1-0. Here's the pitch he wants to get him on. He doesn't want to go any further. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. Popped it up, ought to be out of the inning, and Larry Bowa calls for the ball to retire the side. Duncan popped to Bowa. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. This is Harry Carey. Dwayne Stats will be joining Steve now. The score at the end of 3 remains Ron Say's homer 1, the Dodgers.
On the 7 o'clock movie, Saturday, being on the right side of the law is a lot safer.
You know, Hayes, whenever you say one of us has got to do something, I get very nervous. Because that usually means me.
But for Kid Curry and Hannibal Hayes, being on the wrong side of the law is a lot more fun. Ben Murray and Roger Davis.
It's safer not knowing who these 2 are.
Along with Sally Field.
You mean the loser gets me?
The Long Chase, Saturday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Setting off to find America. Gonna take my own sweet time to find America.
Kodacolor VR films, capturing America in all its glorious colors.
And everywhere I see people smiling back at me, so glad to be in America.
Kodak film, because time goes by.
Hawken is coming your way with a smokeless tobacco that's different from anything else out there. Hawken's got a rough cut that packs better, and that cool wintergreen flavor comes through moist and fresh. So get the taste you've been looking for, that taste that's smooth just the way you like it. Hawken smokeless tobacco, the rough cut with a smooth taste.
Steve Stone, along with my favorite friend from East Alton, Dwayne Stats. And Scott Sanderson has picked up where he left off in San Francisco.
Got a good fastball tonight. He struck out the side in the 2nd inning and then got into a little trouble of his own making by walking the pitcher in the 3rd, but he's looked very sharp.
It was good to see the Penguin come out of it. He got a hanging breaking ball and drove it way back.
Well, his second home run against the Dodgers this year and his first ever against the Dodgers as a member of the Cubs in this ballpark. And you know he feels good about that.
The Phillies made an interesting move today. Talking with Hugh Alexander, he said that they went down to Miami, where 8 Major League players, or former Major League players, are playing for the Miami team in A-ball, and they plucked out Daryl Thomas. So Thomas is coming back in the Major Leagues and will play shortstop for the Phillies.
Well, of course, they started the year much the same way the Cubs did, hopeful that the youngster at short could come through and play well for them. And both Steve Jeltz and, in the Cubs case, Sean Dunston, have a great deal of ability, and I'm sure at some point will play in the major leagues. But the Phillies, who found themselves in a bit of a hole, need all the help they can get, and Daryl Thomas apparently will be given a full shot at shortstop.
Ryan Sandberg leads off. He grounded to Mariano Duncan in the first inning. Rick Honeycutt throwing the ball very well through 3. Ron Say, the only base hit. And the Cubs lead 1-0. Both teams have but 1 hit. Sandberg looks at a sinker for strike 1. Rick Honeycutt is 5'11", weighs 195 pounds, born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ground ball right at Guerrero. The long throw across retires Sandberg.
Well, aside from the home run by Say and a little line drive and a pop-up or two, the Cubs have done exactly what Honeycutt would like to see opposing hitters do, and that's hit the ball on the ground.
When you try to pull that sinker away, you're going to ground to the left side if you're a right-hand hitter, and that's what's happened tonight. Matthews lined hard to Steve Sachs in the first inning. Ground ball down the line, fair. R.J. Reynolds over quickly, holding Matthews to a single.
Well, Matthews, despite the fact that he was only hitting .219 in that at bat, says that the one thing he doesn't want to do is lose that aggressiveness at the plate. He says he doesn't mind, for example, being jammed every once in a while because he knows he's still being aggressive and not being a defensive hitter. And that time he pulled it right inside the line.
Gary still hobbled a little bit, not running 100%, that knee giving him some trouble, but you need a tractor to get him out of that lineup. He wants to play. Keith Moreland bounded easily to Steve Sachs in the second inning. Looks at a sinker for a strike. Honeycutt was originally Pittsburgh Pirate property. Then he went to Seattle, played there a few years before being traded to Texas. And he came over here for Dave Stewart. Been a reliable starting pitcher for the Dodgers. Put together some good ERA years. Right back up the middle. Sachs has it for 1. Fires to first. Double play. And the Cubs get a hit. And at the end of 3.5, it's the Cubs 1 and the Dodgers nothing.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
Don't worry, call the Car X-Man.
Do you do foreign cars?
Foreign cars aren't foreign to Car X-Man. Japanese, German, French. We stock just the right muffler. Guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Foreign or American. Another country heard from.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
Don't worry, call the Car X-Man.
Get ready for outside work with the help of the items inside True Value Hardware Store's spring and summer catalog, like Gilbert and Bennett Yard Guard fencing, only $36.99 with 7 free fence posts. And these Green Thumb garden tools, your choice, only $9.99. And got these Ortho weed and bug killers for only $3.44 each. They're all in the spring and summer catalog from participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
What would you call a video recorder that has everything?
I call it smart.
It's a Zenith VHS with extraordinary VHS hi-fi stereo.
Smart.
Plus a remote that can control both the deck and the TV.
Controls both? That's smart.
And clear special effects.
Smart.
One of the new Smart Decks, Zenith's VHS video recorders, when you want everything.
Very smart.
Not leaving without that prisoner.
Who do you think you are, Superman?
Talking to me?
A week of Getting Even, beginning Tuesday night at 7 on Channel 9.
The Dodgers, in an effort to help some of their injured players, have sent 2 of them to the minor leagues. Dave Anderson has been assigned to Albuquerque of the Pacific Coast League. He has a back injury, and he's trying to come back. That's a 20-day plan where they go down and they still get time in the major leagues. And Bob Welch, who's coming back from elbow problems, has been assigned to Vero Beach in the Florida State League. He'll go down on the same 20-day rehabilitation program. Both of them effective May 21st, so they're both going down, and hopefully they can help this ball club in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think they're concerned over Welch's elbow. He has that bone spur in there that's causing some problems with the medial collateral ligament, and that's about as serious as you can get with that elbow.
Mike Scioscia flied out to Gary Matthews to end the first inning. And he looks at a curveball strike. The game plan with Scioscia has been easy here. Just keep throwing him a lot of soft breaking stuff, and hopefully he'll pop it up. Set him up with the fastballs out of the strike zone. He pops it up. Say coming over. He's got a play, and he makes the play.
That's a nice little play by Ron Say. He wasn't quite sure where he was in relation to the dugout railing. But I guess he knows that spot about as well as any third baseman around the National League.
And you can bet he's not getting any help from the Dodger dugout. Nobody stood up and said, "You got plenty of room, Penguin." Pedro Guerrero struck out swinging in the second inning when Sanderson struck out the side. Good breaking ball, strike 1. Mike Marshall on deck. Sanderson misses. I asked Marshall if he was being pitched around a lot because the bottom part of the order not being able to generate much offense, and he said, well, they're pitching around me a little bit, but not as much as they're pitching around Pete. He's not seeing anything but off-speed breaking balls, and when he does see a hittable fastball, it's usually high or outside, so he's not hitting the long ball like he can and not knocking in as many runs as they'd like. 1-1 count with 1 out. Cubs on top, 1-0. Foul back.
Well, I think most of the opposing pitchers in the league feel that if you can get around Guerrero and Marshall the way this Dodger lineup has stacked up so far, you got a pretty fair chance of beating this Los Angeles team.
They have not come through with a big hit. They lead the league in men left on base, averaging 7.5 a game. Not much clutch hitting when you lead the league in that department. 1-2 count on Guerrero. Fastball in a little tight.
I think they're hitting only 190 with men in scoring position.
Count goes full. The man you see with the white hat behind home plate is Mike Brito. He charts every pitch, all the velocities of the pitcher, and he says the fastest pitch that he ever clocked was right here in this ballpark. James Rodney Richard, 101 miles an hour in the 1980 All-Star game. Line drive center field. Bobby Dernier on the run. On the run. Can't get it. Guerrero on his way for 2. The throw into second base. It's going to be late. Ball gets away, but Sanderson alertly backing up, so Guerrero might have hurt himself at second on the slide.
We'll take a look as Dernier comes out of center field. Now, Dernier made a catch on a ball hit by Reynolds in the 3rd inning that he actually made look easy because he got such a great jump on it. This one he couldn't shoestring, and when the ball rolled in behind him, he had to go get it as Guerrero goes in at second. Now, watch Guerrero's right foot on the bag. He turns that right foot coming up on the slide.
Bob Bueller out there having a look at the ankle of Pedro Guerrero. This is a late slide. That's what happens when you really don't know if you're going to get down or stay up. A lot of times you slide late, and that's the easiest way to jam an ankle.
Well, there's another look at it right there, and watch the ankle and the foot go into the bag at second base.
He was right on top of the bag, and that's a lesson for all you youngsters out there. Decide to slide early. The worst thing that can happen if you slide early is that you'll slide unnecessarily. But if you slide late, you run the risk of breaking an ankle or spraining an ankle. Mike Marshall, who struck out swinging in the second inning, steps up. This man has enormous power to right center field. 5 of his 6 home runs coming against right-handed pitchers. Outfield very deep at all 3 positions, respecting its power. Sanderson was in his motion already. It's best to just complete it and throw the ball to home plate, even though the umpire calls time. Still flexing that leg out there. Good fastball, strike 1.
Bruce Anderson trying to keep the ball away from Marshall. But if you get any part of the plate, he'll go up the alley in right center field with you.
Breaking ball misses. Mike Marshall was beaned early in his career. It was quite a severe beaning, and he said when he came back, one of the toughest things was getting over the psychological effects. Physically, he was fine. But he said it took a lot of guts to get back in, lean over the plate, and know you're going to get some inside fastballs again. 1-1 count on Marshall. 1 out here in the Dodger 4th.
I would think that it would be especially tough because a lot of pitchers work him down and away. And then if they get a couple strikes on him, he knows that they're going to come up and in on him. And then once they do that, go back down and away. And if he's not right back out over that plate, then he might not be able to reach that pitch.
Nice play by Jody Davis. Count goes to 2-1. Well, one of the greatest tools that any pitcher has is intimidation, and that's a part of the game. That's why it's so difficult to hit the ball, because not only do you not know what speed it's coming in or if it's going to sink or sail or break or bob, but you don't know if it's going to be over the outside corner or the inside point of your chin. 2-1 count. Ball 3. First base open and Greg Brock on deck. And here's where you have to be careful with Mike Marshall. He's a good fastball hitter. This is a spot where the hitters will pick a fastball in the zone that they like, preferably middle of the plate in, and if it's there, they will unload. 3-1 count on Marshall. There goes Guerrero. Popped up. Leon Durham calling for it. Guerrero will have to retreat at second, and Durham makes the play.
First baseman.
Cubs catch a break because Pedro Guerrero had a great break off second base. He had third base stolen easily as Sanderson forgot about him.
And to get behind Marshall 3-1 and then get him on a pop foul, you're in pretty good shape.
Greg Brock battling back from 2 sprained elbows. He struck out swinging in the second inning. Brock hitting just 190 coming in, 1 home run and 3 RBIs. That home run winning a ball game against Pittsburgh. 2 men out here in the Dodger 4th. Cubs lead 1-0. Sanderson doesn't like the lead that Pedro Guerrero is getting at second base. He misses low and in. Ball 1.
Sanderson had that stretch near the end of the 3rd inning when his control deserted him a little bit. He's having problems here in the 4th inning.
He knows that the man on deck, although he's not hitting, has hit him well. Dodgers have hit 4 lifetime home runs against Scott Sanderson, and Kenny Landreau has 2 of them. So he would like to make it happen with Greg Brock right here. 1-0 count. Fastball, strike 1.
That's one pitch that Sanderson has been able to rely on. He's had a pretty good fastball tonight, so when he's fallen behind some of the hitters, it's been good enough to help him get out of trouble.
Easy play for Sandberg, and he puts it away. So the Dodgers waste a double by Guerrero, and they leave 1. And at the end of 4 full innings, it's the Cubs 1 and the Dodgers nothing.
Now, Ken Follett's bestseller comes to television, The Key to Rebecca, starring Cliff Robertson and David Soul.
Thursday night at 7.
You know, I'm really a nice, easygoing guy. Like you, I enjoy a little peace and quiet. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So it's good I've got my Captain Black. It's always cool smoking, it never bites me, and you never have to inhale. So if you're not getting all the peace and quiet you want, hey, relax and enjoy a pipe full of Captain Black. Never a bite in a bowl.
Homers mean a lot to the Cubs, but to you they could mean 10 grand in cold cash and a hot new Ford Thunderbird. Just play the Pepsi-Cola Chicago Cubs home run countdown. Look for numbers on the specially marked tabs or inside caps of any Pepsi-Cola product. If your number matches our total number of homers by All-Star break, you can win the cash and the car. Win instant prizes too. Save those Pepsi caps and cans. We're going to bat for you.
It's off-the-wall deals time at your Toyota dealers. A new shipment of vehicles is headed for your Toyota dealer now. More cars, more trucks, more everything. And they're all listed on the showroom wall, and dealers are determined to sell them now before they arrive. So they're really willing to talk deals. Hurry in, make your best off-the-wall deal today. Because once the vehicles arrive, off-the-wall deals time is over. Whoa! Make your off-the-wall deal now at your Toyota dealers. He's a good deal above the rest.
A participating advertiser in Cubs baseball is your Chicagoland and Northern Indiana Buick dealers.
Steve Stone and Dwayne Statz in a game dominated by pitching. Rick Honeycutt and Scott Sanderson throwing beautifully here tonight. And Jody Davis to lead off the Cub half of the 5th inning. Jody popped up to Steve Sachs in the 2nd. Cubs 3-3 on this road trip. Jody looks at a breaking ball down. After tonight, Cubs hop on a plane and go to Atlanta where they'll play 3 over the weekend. And then this long 10-game road trip will finally end. Fouled back. 1-1 count on Jody. Game time on Friday, 4:30. Jody felt like he came out of it against San Diego. He said he didn't have great results, but he swung the bat well. There's a look at Brian Dayette. First day back from the minor leagues. Tapped foul. Dayette doing what he should do, observing here tonight, his first day back. And he couldn't be talking with anybody better than Rick Sutcliffe. That's the one thing that you'll always notice about Sutcliffe. When you see him on the bench, when he's not in the game, he's taking a look out at the pitcher, taking a look at the fielder, seeing if he can pick up anything. Veterans will do that. 1-2 count on Jody. Honeycutt misses down, 2-2.
Well, Dayette went down to Iowa and did exactly what he was supposed to do, didn't he? He wound up hitting .368. Got a chance to get back here.
Count goes full. Well, you can go down with one of two attitudes, either bitterness and then go down and pound a little bit, or you can go down and pound the ball and get right back. That's what Brian Dayette did. Fouled off. Honeycutt relies on craft and guile. He doesn't have that 90-mile-an-hour fastball, so he needs everything going for him. He makes the ball move quite a bit. Throws a lot of curveballs and sliders.
Excuse me, Steve. He's a resourceful pitcher, even to the point of getting caught with that tack in his glove hand.
He told me that he only did it one time and he was caught. So
Yeah.
crime doesn't pay.
We've heard that story before.
Fouled off again.
I only did it once. How could this happen? He was actually suspended, you know, like the last 5 days, I think, of the '80 season. Then he changed ball clubs, and he had to sit out the rest of the suspension with Texas the following year.
And I think he was having a terrible year at the time, something like 5-17. Line drive into the corner. R.J. Reynolds coming over. He gets to the ball in a hurry. Jody going for two. The throw into second base. He's in there with a double.
There's some pretty good base running by Jody Davis. He was really chugging around first on his way to second base. And from the very time he took off for second, he had one part of that bag at second base in mind, and that was the outside part away from the throw from the left fielder, R.J. Reynolds. Reynolds at this point has a pretty fair chance of getting Jody Davis. Now here's the throw, and Jody shoots for that outside part of the bag and eludes the tag.
Well, they've got scouting reports on all the outfielders' arms, and they know that Kenny Landreau has a pretty decent arm in center field, but they can run on R.J. Reynolds in left. That's the job of the advanced scout. Inform the ball club what they can expect when they come in, and Charlie Fox fills that role well for Dallas Green and the Cubs. So the Penguin, whose home run is the difference in this one, steps up. Looks at a sinker down. If you're playing the Pepsi countdown game, that's home run number 26. And this is what it looks like. A breaking ball, middle of the plate. Ronce's 5th home run of the year, his 12th RBI, and his first home run in this ballpark as anything but a Dodger. One ball count on save. Breaking ball, nips the outside corner for a strike.
That home run helps him catch Ken Boyer, number 5 on the all-time home run list as a third baseman.
Infield very deep for Say at all 4 positions. Line drive left field. Base hit. Jody Davis being held up at third. The throw coming in, cut off by Guerrero. So the Penguin is 2 for 2. And the Cubs are in business with runners at the corners and nobody out here in the Cub 5th.
Leon Durham. Again, Honeycutt got a pitch out over the plate. This one wasn't up as much as the one that Say hit out, but a good pitch to hit, and that's exactly what Say did. Line it into left.
That brings up the Bull. He bounced out to Steve Sachs to end the second inning. Larry Boa on deck. Cubs have a golden opportunity to add to their lead. Fastball misses down. Honeycutt, making his 6th start, has not completed one yet. And he is coming back off shoulder surgery. Good breaking ball for a strike. They actually took a piece of the clavicle out of the left shoulder of Rick Honeycutt. Doctors told him he would be ready to throw the ball by spring training, but they never dreamed that he would be back pitching in competition this early. He feels he's a little ahead of schedule, and he says he's just now starting to get back where he felt a couple of years ago when he had that very good year for Texas before coming over here to the Dodgers. 1-1 count on Durham. Nobody out here in the Cub fifth. Fouled off. And Mike Scioscia wants to have a word with Honeycutt.
Dodgers have that bullpen up. Diaz, the lefty, and Tom Brennan, the right-hander, throwing out there in the bullpen.
This is the biggest out of the inning, because if they do get Leon Durham, then they can get out of it with a double play. So the Bull will have to hang tough. He wants to put this ball in play. The Dodgers will concede the run on a ground ball to second or short. And with Guerrero as far back as he is at third, anything but a rocket to him, he'll go from second to first on the double play. Zimmer giving instructions to Jody Davis as he leads away at third. Honeycutt misses inside, and the count goes to 2-2. Rolled foul down the first baseline. John Vukovich making a good play. They played Durham a shade to left center field. Big gap for him in right center. And Scioscia didn't like the position of that pitch. It was a breaking ball that hung in the inner portion of the plate. And they're playing the ball around toward left center. So that's the danger zone. If you hang an off-speed pitch inside, that's the ball that Leon can turn and rope it down the right side. You're watching exciting Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN TV, Channel 9 Chicago, America's #1 sports station. Ball 3. No, he fouled it off. Good look at Tommy Lasorda.
It'll be interesting, Steve, to watch Honeycutt as the year progresses, especially with that shoulder surgery he had, because he's been known as a fast starter and something of a slow finisher.
The Bull fights it off and fouls it back.
He's responded so well with that shoulder. Had a good spring, actually. And has thrown the ball well so far in the early part of this year.
He says he's had to overcome a little bit of pain. His shoulder hurt in spring training, and it's hurt in the early portion of this year. But now, with a series of exercises, some with free weights, some with a machine called the Cybex, he's able to get back the strength. He said the strength in the front of the shoulder is good. Now he has to work on the back of the shoulder. 2-2 count on the Bull. Nobody out here in the Cub fifth. Base hit right field. Penguin on his way to third. Here comes the throw. Say is in easily, and the Bull delivers. RBI number 13.
He hangs in there against the left-hander Honeycutt, who got the pitch out over the plate again.
That was really a big at-bat, and that puts Honeycutt on the ropes with Larry Boa up. A good opportunity for Larry Boa, who is swinging the bat well from the right side, to bunt that ball down the first baseline. Out comes Scioscia to talk with Honeycutt. Leon Durham at first, Ron Cey at third. 3 straight hits, a double by Davis, a single by Cey, and a single by Durham, have put the Cubs up 2-0, and Honeycutt in a world of trouble here in the fifth.
Vukovich and Durham chatted back at first while the Dodger catcher and pitcher got together. Vukovich was talking it over with Durham to remind him of all the possibilities, including that bunt possibility.
Pedro Guerrero in very close at third. Brock will have to hold Durham at first. Fouled off to the left. If you do lay it down, you'd like to make Greg Brock field it. The left-hander falls off the mound to the third base side. Brock has to hold at first base to respect the speed of Durham, so he's going to get a late break. And Say would be able to score fairly easily from third base.
At this point, the Dodgers are willing to trade the run for a chance at turning the double play, should there be a ground ball.
Ground ball to shortstop. They'll go for two. Over to second. Back to first. Boa beats it at first. He has his third RBI of the year, and the Cubs go up 3-0.
Here it is. Boa gets a run batted in with this ground ball to short. Duncan came up with the ball. There's the feed.
Scott Sanderson.
The Sachs at second, and Boa just beats the throw to first.
Scott Sanderson popped up to Steve Sachs in the third, and he's got to be pleased by the events this inning. Now he's got himself a 3-run cushion.
Up here in a sacrifice situation.
Guerrero very close at third base, playing about halfway on the grass. Expecting Scott to lay it down. Only one out here in the Cub fifth. He misses the bunt. Strike one. There's the signs by Popeye. We're going to have Don Zimmer giving a clinic on the signs one day next week on Leadoff Man. So if they're a mystery to you, he'll explain them. Anybody from the opposition, don't watch. Sanderson fouls off the bunt, strike two.
They could give them all the wrong signs and make them think they had the right ones. Really cross them up.
0-2 count on Sanderson. Cubs 3 runs on 5 hits. Dodgers no runs on 2 hits. It's been an errorless ball game. Strike 3. Sanderson trying to bunt, goes down. And Bobby Dernier will step up.
Center fielder, Bob Dernier.
Dernier 0 for 2. Grounded to Duncan in the first and Guerrero in the third. Looks at a fastball for a strike. This has been a tough park for the Cubs to win in over the years. They're 92-66 lifetime in Chavez Ravine. Last year they were 4-2, however. He pushes Boa back at first base. Larry away to a pretty good lead. Good breaking ball strike. Now watch what Dernier does. He does this after every pitch. He unbuttons both gloves, then retightens them up and gets back in there. This is a good pitch for Boa to run on 0-2. You expect a ball low and out of the strike zone. So let's see if Larry decides to take advantage of it. 0-2 count on Dernier with 2 outs. He misses down.
There he goes.
Once again. Now that they're good and tight, he'll get back in there and look at the 1-2 pitch from Honeycutt. Ball 2 misses down. Well, one of the old adages of hitting, you can't hit well without tight gloves. Two-two pitch with 2 outs.
Well, baseball players have some of the great idiosyncrasies of all time. Little rituals that they all go through at one point or another in some phase of the game.
Fly ball left field. R.J. Reynolds coasts under this one. Now comes in a little bit and puts it away. But a good inning for the Cubs. They score 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 1. And at the end of 4 1/2, it's the Cubs 3 and the Dodgers nothing.
We got what it takes, True Value.
Save now on their True Value of the month. And turn your grip into power that makes metal move with the Cervesse 8-inch adjustable wrench. Only $2.99 during May. It's drop forged for strength with a soft vinyl grip. The Cervesse 8-inch adjustable wrench is only $2.99 during May. Look for the True Value of the Month banner at participating True Value hardware stores.
For all you guys who know it's how you play the game.
This one's for you. There's no one else who makes the moves the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do.
Get you, I want you. Don't run this way. I'm your way.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Back off, Benson. I'm in an ugly mood.
You didn't have to tell me that. It's written all over your face.
Benson, weeknights at 6:30.
Kenny Landreau to lead off the Dodger 5th. Both pitchers have shown good control. The only walk of the game was issued by Sanderson, and ironically, that to Rick Honeycutt in the 3rd inning. Jody Davis throws the ball into center field, and the fans give him a big hand. That's a good trick by a lot of catchers. You scuff up the ball a little bit, get some green stuff on it, it breaks a little bit more. I used to like Rick Dempsey to rub it against his shin guard or rub it in the dirt before he threw it back to me. If the umpire isn't alert, you get a couple of good curveballs off before he throws it out of the game. Landreau popped up to Ryan Sandberg in the 3rd. Landreau fakes a bunt and takes ball 1. Bobby Dernier comes in, lazy fly ball, and Landreau's out number 1.
Left fielder, R.J. Reynolds.
R.J. Reynolds, who hit the ball very well in the 3rd inning. Bobby Dernier making a fine running catch.
Well, Landreau is driving Manny Motor crazy as he continues to pull the ball and hit a lot of fly balls and pop-ups.
Well, the Dodgers actively seeking a center fielder. And Landreau never living up to the promise that he showed at Minnesota. Sanderson misses with a fastball. R.J. Reynolds doesn't have a lot of power, but he does have a lot of speed. He started the year on the disabled list, pulled a hamstring muscle, but he's healthy now. Line drive right at the Sarge. He puts it away for out number 2.
As Matthews moved to his left, that ball was slicing back toward him. 2 quick outs here in the 5th.
Pitcher, Rick Honeycutt.
That's one of the things that Rick Sutcliffe would like to do but can't bring himself to do, is throw some hittable fastballs on the first couple of pitches and get some quick outs. You can't go all season throwing 160 pitch games. 2 up and 2 down for Sanderson in the 5th. Going to be a good inning for Sanderson. Honeycutt flies to Bobby Dernier, who coasts back under this one. And Sanderson has an easy 5th inning. At the end of 5 full, it's the Cubs 3 and the Dodgers nothing.
The WGN Cubs Bumper Sticker Contest. You could be a winner. Watch tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 on Channel 9.
Right now, almost everybody uses this cloudy white substance on their vinyl, leather, and rubber, but probably not for long. Introducing new ClearGuard from Turtle Wax. New ClearGuard is crystal clear, clean through. Gives a brilliant, long-lasting shine because ClearGuard lets all the natural beauty shine right through without any cloudy residue. Protects while it conditions. See for yourself. New Turtle Wax ClearGuard lets the natural beauty shine through.
There's a new game in town. It's called Putting the Fun Back into Driving. Introducing the Toyota MR2 sports car, a mid-engine 16-valve fuel-injected Playmate designed for the kind of performance that says, "Look out, here I come." The Toyota MR2. So exciting, it just won Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year. The fun is back.
Now, direct from the future comes the Canon T70. The T70, sleeker to hold, simpler to handle. Controls are now touch button. Data now crystal clearly displayed. Film advance now built in. The Canon T70. Now you can capture computer perfect pictures with the touch of a button. The Canon T70. Touch the future now.
We'd like to send along best wishes to Marge and George Nichols from Halliburton, Ontario, whose son plays some hockey out here and bought him a dish just so they could watch Cub games. Ryne Sandberg to lead off the Cubs 6th. He'll be followed by Gary Matthews and Keith Moreland. Well, there's some encouraging signs from the Cubs side. Dwayne, the offense is starting to perk up.
Well, it's nice to see some production out of Bronce and Jody Davis. Leon Durham has chipped in. And Larry Boa has always swung a pretty good bat right-handed, and he's had a chance to do that the last couple nights and has chipped in and helped the cause.
For the Cubs leading off.
Had a nice chat with Hugh Alexander, the great scout of the Philadelphia Phillies, and he is here actively trying to make a trade. He huddled with Dallas Green. He huddled with Al Campanis. I expect Philadelphia to make a couple of deals in the next few weeks. They're talking about a left-handed hitter, either in their starting lineup or to their bench. They've got some talent to give. There's a lot of scouts here at the ballpark, and there should be a few trades around the major leagues in the next few weeks. Sandberg 0 for 2. Swings at a bad pitch for strike 1.
To this point, it's been unusually quiet, I think. Dallas Green thought things were a little quiet in terms of trade talk, as much as they're all getting together trying to do something.
Line drive, base hit, left center field. Reynolds over to cut it off. Sandberg will go for 2. And he's in with a stand-up double.
Well, if Honeycutt gets that ball out over the plate, the Cubs will hit it. They've proven that tonight. And Sandberg collects another 2-base hit, his 7th of the year. Back to that trade issue, Steve, I agree with you. I think something's going to happen. Big problem, they just have So many problems with contracts now, working things out and okaying deals and so forth.
Look for Pittsburgh to make a trade. John Candelaria is going to leave that ball club, I believe, before June 1st. He becomes a 10-5-year man. And they would like to trade him possibly to a contending ball club and get a couple of players in return. Gary Matthews hits the ball hard twice tonight. And he's got 1 for 2 to show for it. He lined out to Steve Sachs in the first. Singled in the fourth. Took a pretty good rip at Honeycutt and fouls it back. Nobody out here in the Cubs 6th. The Cubs trying to add to their lead, and Gary Matthews will be trying to hit the ball to the right side to advance Sandberg. Dodger bullpen busy once again. It looks like Diaz and Brennan. Right at Duncan. Sandberg has to retreat, and Duncan throws across to Brock, and that's it for Matthews.
The location was the key for Honeycutt and the Dodgers that time on Gary Matthews. They didn't want him to hit the ball to the right side, wanted him to pull it to keep the runner Sandberg at second, and Honeycutt worked him inside and got him on that ground ball to short.
Now that Dunston is not in the National League, Mariano Duncan is the second youngest player behind Dwight Gooden. Keith Moreland's had a tough night. 0 for 2, bounced into a double play in the fourth. Honeycutt misses low and away. Honeycutt's made some very good pitches to Moreland tonight. He's kept the ball continually away from the redhead. I look for Moreland to get a real good swing this time. He's seen him twice. And Keith usually doesn't swing at too many bad pitches. Ball 2. Coming in, Keith leads the team with 20 RBIs. A .323 batting average. And he's been a mainstay offensively. He's been the one Cub who has done it from the beginning of the year until now. They're going to put Keith Moreland on first base and not give him a chance to do any damage. That shows you the respect they have for Keith.
And it's well earned. He's been hitting .444 with runners in scoring position this year.
Jody Davis steps up. Jody doubled and scored a run in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2 tonight. That's Oral Hershiser, who Tommy Lasorda nicknamed the Bulldog. Probably because his tenacity at getting Tommy coffee during the course of the game.
Some guys like their paper and slippers. Some guys like their coffee.
Cubs have a couple of men on, 1 out here in the 6th. They lead 3-0. Over the outside corner. Guerrero very close to the line at third base. He remembers the last time Jody Davis drilled one by him. If he gets one by him again, it's going to have to be a rocket.
When Jody was swinging the bat well earlier this year, he was going the other way too, using the right side of the infield.
Sinker misses and evens the count at 1-1. Cubs trying to go on top of this road trip. They're 3-3 coming in with 4 games left. Bounce foul. unlike last night where the game was a little sloppy, the Cubs and Dodgers both are playing very well tonight. The Dodgers, not knowing for their defensive exploits, lead the league with 41 errors. And part of the reason is they have a few of their players playing out of position. Mike Marshall has been asked to play first base, and he's really a better right fielder. Guerrero has to play third. He's a better outfielder. Duncan is a second baseman playing short. So when you do that, the defense is not going to be too solid. 1-2 count on Jody Davis. Sandberg at second, Moreland at first. That evens the count at 2-2. Cubs will be looking at Dale Murphy and company over the weekend. 3-game set with the Atlanta Braves. Fly ball deep right center. It's way back. Marshall makes the catch. Base runners have to retreat. Nice play by Mike Marshall.
Davis took that outside pitch the other way to deep right center field. Marshall comes out of the right side of the screen here, makes a nice running catch just as he hits the warning track.
Rick Honeycutt's leading antagonist tonight, Ron Cey, steps up. He's 2 for 2 with a long home run in the second inning. He has hit the ball hard twice. He's scored 2 runs tonight. Outfield very deep at all 3 positions, and they play Ron Cey to pull. Honeycutt misses ball 1. But I think if Ron Cey had a choice of which team to come out of it, this would be the team in the place.
Well, you better believe it.
Despite the fact that he's done some damage to the Dodgers tonight, he still got a nice round of applause when he stepped to the plate. They do have appreciative fans here in L.A. Fouled off. 1-1 count with 2 outs and the Cubs 6. Cubs on top 3-0. Scott Sanderson, who threw 9 shutout innings at the Giants in San Francisco, has put together 5 scoreless innings here tonight in Los Angeles, and he's throwing the ball every bit as well, limiting the Dodgers to just 2 hits through 5 innings. One and 1 pitch. Sinker down. He falls behind, say, 2-1. When you're hitting well on a given night, that ball looks a little bit like a grapefruit coming up there. And Ron Cey will have a good look at this one. Ground ball to Guerrero. He bobbles it briefly, fires across. That's it for Cey and the Cubs. They waste a leadoff double by Sandberg and leave 2, and at the end of 5.5, it's the Cubs 3 and the Dodgers nothing.
Give me a light. Bud Light. If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Bud Light!
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, Don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best. Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Ever wonder if your homeowner's insurance bills are getting bigger than they should be? Allstate makes it easy to find out. The next time you're in Sears, just drop off your current policy at Allstate. While you're shopping, we'll do everything we can to cut your costs down to size.
Good news?
Yeah, an insurance bill we can handle.
So can the mailman.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
Right now, almost everybody uses this cloudy white substance on their vinyl, leather, and rubber. But probably not for long. Introducing new Clear Guard from Turtle Wax. New Clear Guard is crystal clear, clean through. Gives a brilliant, long-lasting shine because Clear Guard lets all the natural beauty shine right through without any cloudy residue. Protects while it conditions. See for yourself. New Turtle Wax Clear Guard lets the natural beauty shine through.
Steve Stone and Dwayne Stats back for the Dodger half of the 6th inning. Well, my friend, I understand that Arnie Harris has finally converted you. He took you out to the racetrack this afternoon, and need I ask, how did you do?
The only trouble is, you know, we're talking about Honeycutt earlier being a fast starter and a slow finisher. We saw plenty of those guys today.
And unfortunately, you bet on most of them, I'll bet.
You got $1?
Pittsburgh beat San Francisco 3-2. Cincinnati beat Montreal 2-1. Atlanta beat Philadelphia 3-2. The Mets beat Houston 5-3. Danny Heap hitting a home run. Dwight Gooden winning his 6th game against 1 loss. Jesse Orozco with save number 5, and Keith Hernandez his 6th game-winning RBI. Steve Sachs 1 for 2 tonight. Steps up and takes a look at Sanderson. Fouls off the first pitch. Sachs has a lifetime .364 batting average against the Cubs. Sanderson's secret tonight, he's been on top of most of these Dodger hitters. Ground ball to Sandberg. That'll be easy. Fires across to retire Sachs.
You know, Steve, he threw only 5 pitches in the 5th inning, and that gives him a big lift. Now he has 1 out here in the 6th on only 2 pitches. And one of the things that you said a couple innings ago in regard to Sutcliffe, liking or wishing that he could throw a hittable fastball and get a couple quick outs maybe in an inning, that's something that Billy Connors is a real advocate of. He said, let these guys hit the ball. You don't have to strike everyone out. Sanderson's doing exactly that tonight.
Duncan 0 for 2. Tries to bunt and fouls it back. St. Louis jumped all over Lamar Hoyt in the 1st inning, scoring 6 runs. And in the middle of the 7th inning, they lead San Diego 11-4. San Diego getting a lot of bullpen work. De Leon, Booker, and Lefferts. Breaking ball, strike 2.
Great story about Duncan being signed as a 17-year-old youngster out of the Dominican. His mother had to okay the signing when she knew that her son was going to leave the country. She didn't like that too much.
No, but they pointed out that Pedro Guerrero was making all kinds of money over here, and then
she says, okay.
She said, not a bad idea.
Give me the pen.
1-2 count. Duncan has not had the ball out of the infield tonight. Strike 3. Good breaking pitch. Caught him looking.
Catcher.
Strikeout number 4 for Sanderson to go with only 1 walk. Lasorda doesn't like the call, and he's letting Charlie Williams know about it. Hence the nickname, the Artful Dodger. Mike Scioscia's 0 for 2. He's seen a steady diet of breaking balls, and he sees another one for strike 1.
We're sort of moving him to number 3, trying to generate some offense. First time that he's hit 3rd in the major leagues.
Another slow breaking ball. Just about the time he starts looking for that breaking ball, Sanderson buzzes him inside. That's what he did in the 4th inning. And he popped foul to Ron Say. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Scott Sanderson coasting along with a 3-run lead. Fouled off to the left. This is the type of pitcher the Cubs had in mind when they went to Montreal to get Sanderson. They gave up Craig Lefferts and Carmelo Martinez. Along with Fritz Connolly, they went to San Diego, but they felt that Sanderson could give them a reliable starter. And Sanderson has proven when he is healthy and can go to the mound, he's as good as anybody in the league. And he's really shown it these last 2 ball games. He's had everything together. And that's got to make Jim Fry a very happy man in the Cub dugout. 1-2 count on Scioscia. Fouled off. Count remains 1-2.
Boy, the starting pitching remains top flight. Even though Sutcliffe didn't have his great stuff last night, it was another one of those gutty performances by Sutcliffe as the Cubs beat the Dodgers, and now a very good effort so far by Scott Sanderson.
Grounded, fouled on the first baseline. Well, Scioscia is seeing what life in the number 3 spot will do. It doesn't matter that Guerrero's up behind him. He's seeing breaking ball after breaking ball. And then, just to mix things up, he sees another breaking ball.
He's made a lot of progress. He's a top flight catcher here with the Dodgers, and he credits Del Crandall with helping him as much as anyone else.
Yet another breaking ball. Misses. The count goes to 2-2. You don't want to put him on base with a walk. I would think Sanderson would try to buzz him inside with a fastball. There it is, and he grounds it right to Sandberg. Over to first. That's it for Scioscia, and that's it for the Dodgers. 3 up and 3 down. Harry will be joining me to take you through the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Dwayne, once again, it's been a pleasure.
Likewise, I'm sure.
At the end of 6 full innings, the Cubs on top, 3-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a great lineup of special dates coming up during the month of...
I'm not leaving without that prisoner.
Who do you think you are, Superman?
Talking to me?
A week of Getting Even, beginning Tuesday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Well, speaking of weather, looks like it's going to be a real scorcher. Temperatures headed way up into the 90s.
Pick a pair.
Pick a pair. Pick a pair of 6-packs.
Another sizzling summer's coming. It's time to stock up on the cool, crisp taste of Budweiser and Bud Light. So pick a pair of 6-packs, 12-packs, or even cases, and enter the Pick a Pair sweepstakes wherever you see this display. You could win a pair of IROC Z28 Camaros, a car stereo system, or hundreds of other prizes. Well, what are you waiting for?
Pick a pair. Pick a pair. Pick a pair of 6-packs. Bye-bye.
When you're looking for fun, there's one place to find all kinds.
Ameritech Bell, yellow, pages.
The complete, the accurate, the original, the one you know.
Ameritech Bell, yellow, pages.
When you're looking for something, when you're looking for someone, look in the book.
You know the one.
The complete, the accurate, the original, the one you know.
Ameritech Bell, yellow, pages.
Published by Reuben H. Donnelly.
A participating advertiser in Cubs baseball is Ameritech Bell, Yellow Pages, published by Reuben H. Donnelly.
Lori Guthrie, please report to the press box. Lori Guthrie.
With Steve Stone, this is Harry Carey. We're going down to the top of the 7th. And Scott Sanderson, for the 2nd start in a row, is working on a shutout. He pitched 9 shutout innings against the Giants in San Francisco. Had a lead for a pinch hitter with no score in the ball game. Here's Durham. And the pitch a little bit low. Now he has added 6 more, so he's pitched 15 straight scoreless innings. Shooting for his 2nd victory of the year.
Next paid attendance, 46,000.
Here's a pitch a little bit low. 46,213 paid. 48,430 total. Durham got a big hit in that 2-run 5th inning. Takes a strike call. He drove in a run with a single to right. 2 balls and a strike. Bouncing ball. Brock going to his right. The pitcher has to cover the toss. He's out. Close play and a good play from Brock to Honeycutt. Honeycutt is a good athlete. He runs well, pitches well.
You can see him right here, and he rounds it off at first base. You can't go straight to the bag. You have to round it off and then run with the runner along the line. You can see Honeycutt in position now. His footwork is not quite right, but you're right, Harry. He is a good athlete.
1 out is Larry Boa. Boy, I go over the radio booth. I never have to cough. I come into the television booth.
Well, Vince isn't here. That's why.
Swung on by Boa, bouncing ball foul. That's the difference between a booth where they don't allow smoking and one where they do.
I got to give a couple of my finest to Lou Boudreau.
Let him alone. He's doing very well. 0-1 the count. 1 out. Ball game in the 7th. Cubs leading 3-0. Boa bunts right in front of the plate. The pitcher's got it and throws in time. It was a good idea, but he bunted it right back to the pitcher.
He'd like to make Guerrero field it, but that's not the way it works out. Good play by Honeycutt, just barely beating Boa at first base.
Pitcher. Here comes Scott Sanderson, who's pitched a tremendous ball game. A 2-hit shutout over the first 6 innings as he leads 3-0. The Cubs are 3-3 on this road trip with 4 games to go. This plus the 3 in Atlanta. Boy, in the pitching in that Atlanta series, we have our 3 best pitchers going. It'll be Steve Trout Friday night against Len Barker. Dennis Eckersley Saturday against Rick Mailer. And Rick Sutcliffe Sunday against Steve Bedrosian. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Cubs could make this a great road trip yet. The pitch. Swung and he missed it. The victory tonight will make it 4-3 with 3 games to go. Swung, and he struck him out. 1-2-3, nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Cubs 3, Dodgers nothing.
Keep your yard from looking like a jungle with quality lawn and garden supplies from True Value Hardware Stores. Get the Black & Decker 18-inch double-edged trimmer to keep shrubs and hedges nicely shaped. Take care of grass and weeds with the Weed Eater electric trimmer. And clean up leaves, grass, and dirt with the Paramount electric power blower and vacuum attachment from participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
When do you say LA?
When it's after work and I'm taking work home, I say L.A.
Tom,
Hey.
how about dinner?
When do you say LA?
When I've been playing shortstop all day and we've got a big night tonight, I say L.A.
Wrestling?
Championship from Anheuser-Busch L.A. Beer. Great taste with half the alcohol. Sometimes it's the perfect thing to say.
You can say that again.
I like wrestling.
Perfect.
L.A. Sometimes it's the perfect thing to say.
We are today's typical traveling business couple.
Our jobs take us separate ways.
So essential to our relationship is the precise use of time.
Trust.
And of course, United Airlines.
United serves the top business centers.
And all 50 states.
They take us wherever, whenever.
I'm doing 9 cities in 7 days.
I'm 8 cities in 6 days.
Only United could handle a couple like us.
See you in a week. Good luck, Martin.
Same, dear.
You're not just flying.
Judith?
Martin?
You're flying the friendly skies.
People ask me, do I really smoke Captain Black? Do I argue with umpires? Captain Black, never a bite in the boat.
Harry Carey back at Dodger Stadium. Listen to this, Steve. Greg Sprague, formerly of Morton Grove in Wakanda, is here watching the game, rooting for the Cubs. His note says, I'm semi-retired at age 27, and we spend our time golfing and yachting. Boy, it's tough to be from the ghetto.
I wonder what he did from ages 1 to 26, Harry. I got to find out about that.
Third baseman, Pedro Guerrero.
Here's Guerrero to lead it off. Cubs are leading 3-0. They have the heart of their batting order coming up here with Guerrero, Marshall, and Brock. They're here from Rockford, Illinois. Dave Thomas and Teresa. Sanderson. The pitch to Guerrero. Curveball will be low and outside. They're here from Muskegon, Michigan. Kenneth Newell in the group here. 1 ball, no strikes. Guerrero is 1 out of 2. He doubled last time. There's a high fly ball foul into the stands down the right field line. John Novak in the group here, pulling for the Cubs. Kathy Galvin from Fort Wayne, Indiana. There's a honeymoon couple. Pete and Jeanette Douglas out of Cherville, Indiana. He bunts right back to the mound. Sanderson throws in time. Nice bit of footwork by the first baseman, Leon Durham. He really shifted his feet to handle a bad throw. Watch this.
This is where you can get hurt at first base, when you have to cross the bag. Fortunately, Durham had the ball in time so he could go across the bag and not get hit by Guerrero. A bad throw by Sanderson, and Durham does a great job of avoiding the collision and keeping his foot on the bag to record the out.
Right away, he shifted his feet. As you see, Sanderson picked the bunt up with his bare hand. See that? Got out of the way. 1 out. Good play. And Sanderson still has a no-hitter. Stephen Shirley Lacey from Las Vegas here pulling for the Cubbies. There's a pitch a little high. There's a group here, the Kellys from Mission Viejo, California.
Tommy Lasorda looking for some runs.
Ball 2 is high. The Fredericks and the Fullers and the McCains from Sycamore, Illinois are here. 2 balls, no strikes. Fouled it out of play. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out. Don Bach from Mount Prospect, Illinois. 1 away, Cubs leading 3-0. Hey, had a cut in him. Chased a bad ball. Marty and Marianne Fleischer from Hoffman Estates are here pulling for the Cubs.
Marshall's been trying to catch up to that high fastball all night. 1 more there, and that'll about do it.
There it is. Fastball popped up. Center field, Bobby Dernier waiting easy out. 2 gone. Boy, he has retired since Guerrero doubled with 1 out in the 4th. He's retired 10 men in a row. Only 3 men have reached base. And one of them was the pitcher, Honeycutt, on a walk. Another one was an infield hit by Sachs. The only legitimate hit they got was a double by Guerrero. And on that, Bobby Dernier had his glove on the ball, couldn't hold it. Sanderson pitching magnificently. Greg Brock had a good cut, and he fouled it back. You know, I don't know why this kid doesn't hit. He looks like a good hitter, gets a good cut.
He's got a lot of holes. He has a beautiful swing, Harry, but really the only pitch that he can hit well is the pitch from the middle of the plate in, right from the knees to the belt. Anything else, and he just doesn't handle it.
Curve in there for a strike call. 1-2. Boy, they got big moths flying around Dodger Stadium. That one looked like a B-17 bomber.
I would make a comment about your wallet, but I'm above that.
I should think. Here's a smash to Durham. Knocks it down, picks it up, flips. And Sanderson tagged him out, I think. What happened? He missed the bag. Both of them missed the bag, both the runner and Sanderson. Then Sanderson tagged Brock for the out. Here's Lasorda. We'll show you the play later. At the end of 7, the Cubs lead 3-0.
On the 7 o'clock movie, Saturday, being on the right side of the law is a lot safer.
You know, Hayes, whenever you say one of us has got to do something, I get very nervous. Because that usually means me.
But for Kid Carey and Hannibal Hayes, being on the wrong side of the law is a lot more fun. Ben Murray and Roger Davis.
It's safer not knowing who these two are.
Along with Sally Field.
You mean the loser gets me?
The Long Chase, Saturday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Gonna get the job done in the blazing sun. Me and the guys in the crew. What are we gonna do? And when my thirst is at its worst, be a Mountain Dew. Do it, Mountain Dew. Do it, so cool and smooth. When I got a thirst, you're undiluted, undisputed. Do it, Mountain Dew. Wouldn't you? Things I go and find, yeah. Wouldn't you? Right on down the line, yeah.
This is you, Buick Somerset. It drives like you and feels like you.
Somerset, let them know it's you, yeah. Somerset, everything you do, yeah.
The very personal Somerset, an innovative Buick looking for a long-term relationship.
Wouldn't you really rather have of you, yeah.
Now, Ken Fog's bestseller comes to television, The Key to Rebecca, starring Cliff Robertson and David Soul.
Thursday night at 7.
Carey back at Dodger Stadium. There's Tommy Lasorda. He's been arguing all through these commercials. First he argued about the play at first base. Now he's gone to every one of the umpires. I don't know what he's complaining about now. Here's the play at first base. We're going to show you the replay. Now here's Durham knocking the ball down. He picks it up. He flips. Sanderson. Did he touch it or not right there? Well, now the first base umpire started to call him safe and then changed his mind. I think Tommy might have a quick dinner party scheduled somewhere.
Well, he's hitting .750 this inning. He argued with 3 of the 4 umpires. The only umpire he missed was Billy Williams at second because he wouldn't come close enough for Tommy to argue with him.
It looked like Tommy wanted to get kicked out. Lasorda stopped at the mound to talk to the pitcher, Honeycutt, after arguing with the umpires on that play. And so the plate umpire proceeded to inform him that that counted as a trip to the mound, which means the next time he goes out this inning, they'll have to take out the pitcher. And that's what he was furious about subsequently. They're near a little roller. Going to be a tough play to throw. They get him by a step. We're in the 8th.
Nice play by Honeycutt, who has fielded his position well tonight. This is tough because he's going away from the play. He has to stop and pivot and still fire to first to get a speedy Bob Dernier.
Dernier hitless tonight, and he's 1 out of 9 in this series. But the Cubs are en route to a sweep. They're leading 3-0 after winning 8-3 last night. Here's Sandberg. He doubled his last time up. in there for a strike call. Jack Christensen here from Glenview. Swung and he missed. Ryan Sandberg. Boy, Sandberg's had 2 triples, 7 doubles, and 5 homers. There's a pitch low.
Jim Price says ideally Sandberg should be hitting third, but he doesn't really have a number 2 hitter. He feels in a year or so he'll be ready to fill the third spot.
Way outside. They're here from Arcola, Illinois. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 3, a full count. State Trooper Pat Noonan and his wife Wendy in Mobile, Alabama. They love the cigar, their cigar. Here's a tap foul.
Way to go, Pat. Way to take my side.
John Smith from Clay Center, Kansas. Hates cigars.
Way to take Harry's side.
3 balls, 2 strikes. You know, I could make this pole come out any way I want.
I know.
3 and 2 the count. High hopper, Guerrero. He may beat it out. Save. On a fail hit. That ball, I think Guerrero lost the ball in the lights.
He does, Harry. If you watch Guerrero closely, you'll see that he really can't pick up the ball right here. That moment of hesitation by Guerrero got Sandberg in at first base.
And so Sandberg's batting average continues to climb. He went in hitting .221. He's 2 out of 4. Bill and Crystal and Mike from Phoenix, formerly of Genoa, Illinois, pulling to the Cubs. Runner at first, 1 out. And here's Gary Matthews. Throw to first, Sandberg is back. The official Chicago Cubs gift catalog, all new, is now available. More than 100 unique gift items are offered in this beautiful gift catalog. Swings and foul tip. There's official Cubs jerseys, jackets, caps, T-shirts, golf sweaters, and much, much more. To order your gift catalog, send $1 to Cubs Gift Catalog, Wrigley Field, West Addison Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60613. Your $1 will be credited to your order. Throw to first, the runner back. Bill LeBarons from Denver watching the game. Ground ball, they might get 2. Out at second. Out at first. And out of the inning. Matthews rolls into a double play. 6-4-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Cubs leading 3-0.
For comfort and savings, it's Pony's MVP High Top with Power Wedge midsole and padded collar, only $29.96 at Sport Mart. For sports, it's Sport Mart.
This weekend, I'm seeing Rhonda. I got the Camaro. I'm seeing the folks, so I got a Chevette. My sister's in town this weekend with their kids.
You need a big car.
For just the right car, ask National for their low weekend rates from $19.95 a day for an economy car to $32.95 for a luxury car.
For my class reunion, the Cadillac.
Weekends it pays to get national attention.
This bud's for the crew, restoring America's pride in liberty.
This bud's for you. You know
just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
There's a surprise waiting for you in this Sunday's paper.
Elizabeth?
Win $1,000 in free steaks instantly from Bones, the steak bone-like dog snack.
Elizabeth?
Just match to the back of the box and win. But you'll never know you've won if you don't look. The Purina Bones Max and Win Sweepstakes. Look for it Sunday.
Elizabeth! With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Dodger Stadium, we go now into the bottom half of the 8th inning. Kenny Landreau will be leading it off. Gary Woods now playing left field, replacing Gary Maffey.
Sanderson has just been magnificent tonight. His control has been outstanding. He stayed ahead of all the Dodger hitters. He's keeping them off balance with that good, slow curveball. And the fastball, once again, as in San Francisco, is moving, and he's throwing it in good spots.
He started the game retiring the first 9 men he faced. Now he's on a stretch of retiring on 11 in a row. He's only permitted 3 base runners, 1 on a walk to the pitcher, which is like man-biting dogs so far as news. Sanderson walking a pitcher. The other one on a scratch infield hit, and only 1 legitimate hit, a double by Guerrero, and that could have been caught. Landreau waiting. In there, a strike call. They hear from San Bernardino, the Whitakers.
Bronce in very close at third base to take away the bunt from Ken Landreau, who used to bunt quite a bit. He does have pretty good wheels.
The pitch. Bouncing ball is short. Larry Boa will throw him out. Hey, just barely got him. A nice stretch by Leon Durham, who's been an acrobat over at first base tonight.
Well, he's showing you that he's got some flexibility. He's had to move all over that first base bag to haul in some throws, and here he does it again, doing the splits and retiring Landreau.
The Adagio split. If you're up on ballet.
You're so cultured. I can't get over it.
Well, you know, you throw this in every now and then. Jim and Jody Turner are here from Alhambra, California. R.J. Reynolds hits one. There's a solid hit going into the corner. Extra bases. He's around second. He's let him run. Can he ever fly? R.J. Reynolds tripled into the right field corner. He's hit the ball hard all night.
Well, he tried left and center. Now he's going to try right field, and he finds nobody home, and then he's off to the races. And he really turns it on around first base. No chance for Keith Moreland. You can see him just striding out. Perfect base running on the triple.
And now the pinch hitter is going to be Terry Whitfield. That's who it is. Terry Whitfield, who drove in a run with a base hit last night as a pinch hitter. So now Sanderson, who hasn't allowed a run in 16 in a third inning, is going to be hard-pressed to keep that record intact. He had retired 12 in a row before Reynolds tripled.
Whitfield 7 for 11 as a pinch hitter.
Slow curve a little bit inside. The Fuelers, they call themselves the Wacky Fuelers from American Airlines at O'Hare are here, John, Paul, and Bill. 1 ball, no strikes. High pop foul out of play.
He played 3 years in Japan, and he was a starter there.
Also,
started a lot of games for the Dodgers, but he said he picked up a lot of experience pinch hitting with San Francisco, and he's made it pay off this year. 7 for 11 with 1 home run and 5 RBIs as a pinch hitter. And he says his secret, he just goes up there and looks for the ball. He doesn't guess anything, just tries to hit it where it's pitched.
Now ready. Whitfield the batter. The 1-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball. Gary Woods coming in. He's there. Makes the catch. Fires towards the plate. And the runner holds at third. So Sanderson may still get that shutout. He's only got to get Steve Sachs out to preserve it.
Nice play by Gary Woods. He's come in for defense, and look at this arm. Makes the long run. All his momentum is going toward home plate. Reynolds fakes as if to go, but the throw is right at Ron Say, and he's got to hold up.
Behind by only a run, they might have been tempted to try, but behind by 3, they can't afford to. And Gary Woods, with his strong throw, froze him at third base. 2 out here, Sachs. He got an infield hit in the third. Their first hit. Come on, get that. I'd like to see Scott get that shutout. He's earned it. He has pitched magnificently. 2 superlative outings in a row, back to back. He was going to bunt the curve in there, a strike call. Did you see the body action of Sachs? He squared around the bunt, then he started to duck his body out of the way because the curveball was right at him, and then it broke right over the plate. Watch it. Here, we're going to show it to you again. Now watch his body. Whoop, whoop. Another curve, this time low. Sometimes there's a lot of bravery in the body and a lot of cowardice in the front foot. A ball and a strike. Hey, foul tip, strike 2. He tried to check his swing. Okay, he's got him set up. He's thrown him a lot of off-speed curves. Would he throw him another one, or will he try to get the fastball by him? What do you think?
Well, he's a good high fastball hitter. I'm going to vote for one more breaking ball over the outside corner.
1-2 the count. And here goes Sanderson. The pitch to Steve Sachs. He threw him another breaking ball, and he was lucky he fouled it off.
You could see Jody Davis. He took the glove and he put it on the dirt. He wanted Sanderson to keep that ball down, make sure that Sachs was going to swing at Sanderson's pitch. Scotty threw a good one, and that's some of the fans here at Dodger Stadium. They're listening to this one on the radio.
1-2 the count. Right-hand hitter digging in there. You see the handsome right-hander of the Cubs from Northbrook. Boy, I'd like to put money on the winner book and with his family, as good looking as Scott is, and his wife's a beautiful lady too. Their kids have got to be knockouts. 1-2 the count. Miss with a curve. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think he's thrown them so many in a row, he might get them with his fastball. The pitch. There's his fastball, and he had a good rip, but he fouled it back. They're here from Zion, Illinois. Arnie just said into the earphone, without Chicagoans, this town would be only as big as Des Moines. There are a flock of Chicago people here. A lot of transplanted ones. They're here from Corona, California. Call themselves the #1 Cub fans on the coast. Hey, foul tipped it, barely got a piece of the ball. Boy, there's quite a duel here between Steve Sachs and Scott Sanderson. There's a couple that's been here every game on the coast. Rich and Sue Slamar from Chicago. The delivery. Bouncing ball. Larry Boa. Better hurry. He's out to retire this side. Oh, another fine stretch by Leon Durham as Boa throws out Steve Sachs on a bang-bang play. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. At the end of 8, it's the Cubs 3, the Dodgers nothing.
The Midas Touch Award is brought to you by your 60 local Midas muffler and brake shops. In the second inning, Ron Cey steps up. He hadn't hit a home run against his former mates in this ballpark until a hanging curveball goes into the seats. Home run number 5. If the lead holds up, this will be the game-winning RBI. The award for this play will be a donation to Cubs Care in Ron Cey's name.
It's different because it's engineered to your car's exact specifications, yet affordably priced. It's golden because it's backed by a solid national guarantee. If anything should ever go wrong, in 50 states, we'll replace it free for as long as you own your car. It's Midas, the gold standard of mufflers.
Trust the Midas touch.
While some things have changed at Illinois Bell, a lot hasn't. Your phone service still starts with us. You can still call us anytime and count on us to keep the lines open. We still help bring everyone together.
Linda, are you still mad at me?
We still write you every month, and we're still right where you need us.
Hello? I think I need a little help.
We do all these things because we're still your phone company.
Thank you.
Listen to the call of the wild. Escape to Wisconsin. Call 1-800-ESCAPES for your free Wisconsin escape guide.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone back at Dodger Stadium. A new pitcher, Tom Niedenfuer, will replace Rick Honeycutt, who pitched a very, very creditable ball game himself.
Niedenfuer is 1-1 with a 3.0 ERA, making his 15th appearance. That leads the ball club. He's got 2 saves in 21 innings. He's given up 17 hits and 7 earned runs. He's walked 4 and struck out 18. Last year, he was the ace of a depleted short man bullpen staff. He had 11 saves, and that led the club.
You know, the last shutout that Scott Sanderson pitched, he was a member of the Montreal Expos. And the team he shut out was the team he is pitching a shutout for tonight, back in 1981. So he hasn't pitched a shutout since then. Here we go with Moreland, base hit up the middle. Niedenfuer's first pitch, a single to center. Tom Niedenfuer, big, hard-throwing right-hander.
He depends on a fastball, and he's got a good one. It's timed at 93 miles an hour. He's 6'5", weighs 225 pounds. Born in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and when names are bandied around for trades, the name of Tom Niedenfuer usually pops up.
Yeah, well, the name of Ron Davis usually pops up for he of the Twins.
I don't know if you can afford many ninth-inning home runs, though, Harry.
He's a much better pitcher than that. He just had one of those streaks that day. But there goes a runner, hit and run off, foul back. He is in one of those bad, the pitcher's getting slumps too. And every time he's come in this past week, the Twins have blown leads.
The problem is every time he comes in, he looks at Fred Lynn.
1 strike and nothing. Moreland, the runner at first base. Jody Davis, who started that 2-run splurge in the 5th, which is the real difference in this ball game, where the double to left is the hitter. The pitch. And there's a slider outside. Get well wishes to Marlene Gregory in Lincolnwood. Well, it's 11 after 10 out here. Listen to the Cub fan. Swung and he missed. Jody, they're chanting. The Dodger fans, I think, have already gone home.
They're chanting in their cars. Get me out of here.
1 and 2 the count. Look at them there. They're on their way home. Jody Davis, the hitter. Right-hand hitter waiting. with 1 out in the ninth. Rather, with 1 on in the ninth. Drives him away from the plate. All the other baseball is over.
Well, they tried to hit and run once, and to stay out of the double play, this is a good time to send Moreland.
The Cardinals wallop San Diego 14-4. Lamar White, the loser. There's a high pop foul out of play. Andujar's now 6-1. And that's what Dwight Gooden is for the Mets, who beat Houston tonight 5-3. Gooden is 6-1. Atlanta edged Philadelphia 3-2 in 10 innings. Cincinnati over Montreal 2-1. And Pittsburgh beat San Francisco this afternoon 3-2. Here the Cubs are leading 3-0 in the ninth. Wide, ball 3. In the American League, the White Sox knocked off Baltimore 5-2. Minnesota finally beat Detroit in 11, 5-4. The Yankees moved to within 4 games of first place, reached the 500 mark. A great comeback under Billy Martin. They beat Texas 6-5. Kansas City whipped Cleveland 5-1. California got 6 in the ninth, 4 of them on Jerry Narron's grand slam off Bill Caudle to beat Toronto 9-6. There goes a runner, swung on, high pop foul back. Seattle with Jim Presley hitting number 10. Al Davis is 3rd. Gorman Thomas is 9th. Beat the Red Sox in Boston 7-1. And Oakland this afternoon at Milwaukee pounded out 19 hits and walloped the Brewers 19-3. That's all the other baseball. There goes the runner. Swung on, pop foul back again. With 3-2, Moreland going with every pitch. And Jody Davis keeps fouling him off. And remember, off Honeycutt in the 5th inning, he did the same thing. He had weak swings, just barely ticked the ball foul, and finally got a pitch he liked, and he drilled it into left field for a double, starting the 2-run rally that's so important to the Cub cause in this contest. 3-2 the pitch. They throw over to first, the runner back. Greg Brock, the first baseman. It's Randy Marsh, the umpire over there. 3-2. There goes a runner, swung off. Long drive will be caught. Center field is Landreau. 1 out. Jody hit the ball high in the center field for the out.
Cubs have played brilliantly tonight. They put everything together defensively, and the man who has stood out has been Larry Boa. He's made some very tough plays at shortstop.
Here now is Ron Cey. He got the Cubs out in front with a homer in the second, and if the scores stays this way, he'll be credited with a game-winning hit, which would be his first of the year. Now the pitch. Niedenfuhr. Curveball low and outside. One ball, no strikes. There's Scott Sanderson. Looks exhausted right there, doesn't he? High fly ball, center field, easy out. That'll bring up Leon Durham, getting his first shot against a right-hander tonight. Durham drove in a big run in that 5th inning. 1 out of 3 tonight, and he has played exceptionally in the field, making one stretching grab after another. There's Niedenfuhr. Durham trying to get hold of one. Good fastball. There's the skipper, Jim Fry, Jody Davis walking by him. Gary Woods. His mother Rose is watching the game in Cincinnati, and wife Joan. 0-2 the count. Cubs will go over the 500 mark for the road trip if they win this one. Make their record 4-3 with 3 games to play in Atlanta with their 3 top pitchers ready: Trout, Eckersley, and Sutcliffe. Now ready? 0-2. A little bit outside. Left-hand hitter waiting. The Bull. Struck him out. Swinging. So it's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Got to hold them. Bottom of the 9th coming up with the Cubs out in front, 3-0.
Right now, almost everybody uses this cloudy white substance on their vinyl, leather, and rubber. But probably not for long. Introducing new Clear Guard from Turtle Wax. New Clear Guard is crystal clear, clean through. Gives a brilliant, long-lasting shine because Clear Guard lets all the natural beauty shine right through without any cloudy residue. Protects while it conditions. See for yourself. New Turtle Wax Clear Guard lets the natural beauty shine through.
Soon after they got married, the Nervals bought Century Homeowners Insurance.
Careful, dear.
Not to worry.
Soon after their son was born, the Nervals bought Century Life Insurance.
Careful, dear.
Not to worry.
And soon after Junior got his license, the Nervals bought Century Car Insurance.
Careful, dear.
Not to worry.
If you need insurance, not to worry, just be careful and call Century, where all's well, even when all isn't.
There's an island in Hawaii we've been keeping to ourselves. Kauai. Discover her secrets with my airline, United.
In the quiet of Kauai, there are secrets to be told. By her rivers and her canyons, her faces and her coves. There's mystery and magic on this island in the sun. But to really know her secrets, to Kauai you must come.
Discover Kauai with the airline that knows her best. United.
Let the friendly skies bring Kauai alive.
I'm not leaving without that prisoner.
Who do you think you are, Superman?
You talking to me?
A week of Getting Even, beginning Tuesday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Carey back at Dodger Stadium. We've gone to the top of the 9th. Al Oliver will be the pinch hitter here, batting for Mariano Duncan.
Oliver hitting .261 this year, 2 for 9 with 1 RBI as a pinch hitter.
Sanderson working on a 3-hit shutout. They'll have Oliver, Socia, and Guerrero coming up in the 9th. That's about as good as the Dodgers can throw at you. Here's Oliver. 2 left-hand hitters and then a power hitter. Oliver with a big 0 on the back of his uniform. Sanderson going the full 9 for the 2nd start in a row. 1 ball, no strikes. The Cubs pitching in this road trip has been absolutely unparalleled. In 63 and 2/3 innings, they've allowed only 11 earned runs. Their earned run average is 1.55. High pop foul out of play. What that earned run average of 1.55 means is that any time they score 2 runs, they should win the contest. They have figured in 2 shutouts so far that Sanderson can hold this one. Twice they've held the opposition to 1 run. Here's a curve outside. Nobody has scored more than 3 runs off them in any game. Low, come on. balls and a strike. Now, in case you're wondering, Lee Smith is already getting ready in the bullpen. There's a drive in the right field, base hit. Going deep. Bounces into the stands for a ground rule double. Al Oliver comes off the bench and lines a double that bounces into the seats.
It's a 3-1 fastball right down the middle, and Oliver pounds it. When he knows a fastball's coming, he's still as good as anyone.
Well, the 3-1 count, even 220 hitters become 400 hitters. And Al Oliver was never a 220 hitter. He really hit a rope. Here's Sosha now. Al Oliver during his career has hit as many doubles as Willie Mays did. 523. They got good hitters coming up.
Bobby Baylor in to pinch run for Oliver.
Here's Sosha, and he's hitless so far. Strike on the outside corner to knee.
He's facing Sosha for the 4th time, and he's got him with a lot of slow breaking balls. Sometimes when you do that all game long, a hitter will look for it, and late in the game, the pitcher will have to pay the price.
Now ready. There's another one. High and outside, slow curve. Mike Sosha has always hit well against the Cubs. He's hit the only home run that the Dodgers have this year off Cubs pitching. He hit it off Lee Smith in the 9th inning with the Cubs leading 3-1 at the time, and that tied up the ball game 3-3. The Dodgers went on to win it in the 10th. A ball and a strike. See where Jody Davis is. Strike call, boy. He threw it exactly where Jody Davis had placed himself, right over the outside corner. Bob Baylor, utility infielder, outfielder, running at second base. For Al Oliver, opened the inning with a double. 1-2 the count. That evens the count. He wants to appeal, but the third base umpire said no, he didn't go around. John McSherry, coach, the umpire third. The coach down there is Joey Amalfitano, who used to manage the Cubs. A very good third base coach, and as a matter of fact, he was a good manager. 2-2 the count. Fouled it back. He was going for the opposite field on a fastball to the outside part of the plate. Sanderson still showing good location. There's Baylor. 2-2. He doesn't want to go any further than this pitch. The tying runner is waiting on deck if this guy gets on. 2-2. The delivery. Bouncing ball foul. He jammed him with that one. The ball game in the bottom of the 9th, the Cubs are leading 3-0. Boy, a 3-0 ball game. Where does the time go? We're coming down to a 3-hour ball game again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch. Foul tipped it.
He's gone entirely with the fastball to Sosha. He's thrown him 5 straight fastballs. Pretty good location for Scott Sanderson during this at-bat.
And he still Got good stuff on his fastball. And he's pitched a tough 9 innings. Two and two the count. He's had 4 strikeouts. He walked 1. The 2-2 delivery. High drive, center field, easy out. Dernier is there. Makes the catch. 1 away. Here's Guerrero now.
Sanderson really worked well to Socia. We talked about a hitter looking for a certain pitch. He didn't give him an opportunity to look for that slow breaking ball because he didn't throw him a 1.
He's allowed 4 hits, and 3 of them have been for extra bases. A leadoff double by Oliver, the pinch hitter in this inning. A double with 1 out by Guerrero in the 4th. And a triple by A.J. Reynolds with 1 out in the 8th. Rawl and Leo Ortiz from Chicago are here. Guerrero, 1 out of 3 today. Bouncing ball to say. He's got it. Holds a runner at second. Throws. Wild throw for an error. And the run will score. And the batter will wind up at second. An error on save. Holy cow, does that change the ballgame? Say, one of the few wild throws he's made since he joined the Cubs.
This is one that Leon Durham could not pull down. Ron Say looks like he's got Guerrero out easily. He takes his time, and the ball just gets away from him.
There's Jim Fry coming out now. Why is it? An infielder makes an error, and they take a pitcher out.
Well, I think because the tying run is a man that can take you downtown in the person of Mike Marshall. And he doesn't want Sanderson to lose this one. He's done such a brilliant job tonight. He's going to take his chances with Lee Smith.
He's coming out slowly. He's already motioned to the bullpen. I just want to get the reaction of Scott Sanderson here. And we'll be back with more following this.
Oh, Christy Brinkley! Oh, will you look at us? Identical taste. His devastating smile. Devastating. And look, I even got a MasterCard, same as you. Did you buy that original with it? Uh-huh. It's so worldly, just like us. Excuse me. Could I trouble you for your autograph? Oh, sure. You got a pen, Chris? That's Chris.
Now is the time, Venture's the place to save on 8EC watches by Citizen. Save 20 to 32% on our entire stock of 8EC watches for ladies and men. Save on easy-to-read styles, just $14.99. Save on dress styles, $29.99. High fashion styles, just $33.99 at Venture. All 8EC quartz watches, all 20 to 32% off right now. Save at Venture, save with style.
You're Melanie Sherwood, the famous actress.
I loved your last picture, Miss Sherwood. You ought to win an award.
No, 76 Gasoline should win the award.
Who, our gasoline?
For outstanding performance in the category of cleaning carburetors.
Well, it is good.
Good? It's superb, dear boy. It helped my car run smoother, idle better.
Well, I guess it should get an award.
And I accept. On behalf of 76 Gasoline, I'd like to thank everyone. Fill her up with spirit. My station attendant and all the little people.
The spirit of 76.
Harry Carey back at Dodger Stadium. Chris Spire comes in at third base to replace Ron Say at the same time as Lee Smith comes in to replace Scott Sanderson, which means that Spire will be batting ninth in the batting order and Smith will be hitting in Say's spot, which means he's not likely to come up to bat.
Well, this is one flip-flop that you hope doesn't have to pay dividends, because if Lee Smith can get out of this, Spire will not have to come to the bat, and that's what Jim Fry is hoping. He had a tiring starter who threw brilliantly, and he doesn't want Scott Sanderson to lose this one, so Lee Smith comes in. 171 ERA, making his 13th team-leading appearance. He's got 8 saves. He's the only Cub to record a save this year. In 21 innings, he's given up 17 hits. He's given up 1 home run. That's to Mike Scioscia. Struck out 32 and walked only 6.
The tying run is at the plate. There's 1 out. Smith making his 13th appearance of the year. Going for his 9th save. Mike Marshall, their leading home run hitter, at the plate. Guerrero in scoring position. 1 out. Boy, that wild throw turned everything around. Took the shutout away from Sanderson and took him out of the ballgame. Slider low and outside. Boy, it's rare indeed when Say makes a bad throw, but he did tonight. High pop foul out of play. Greg Brock, another home run threat, is next.
Only the 3rd error of the year for Ron Say.
Boy, this is a tough game, this baseball. Perish the thought, but there's a bouncing ball to Spire. He fumbles it. Everybody is safe. Now look at the situation. The tying runs are at first and second. This game should have been long over. And here is one of their best home run threats, Greg Brock.
Transferring the ball from his glove to his throwing hand, he just dropped it.
I said Perry should thought how this game, how the fortunes change. Ron Say could go from the game-winning RBI to the game-losing error. That's how quickly things turn around. Here's Brock. Strike on the outside corner. And Lee Smith's got to go in high gear here. 2 tough left-hand hitters, Brock and Landreau, coming up in that order. Maybe Brock will accommodate by hitting a double play ball. 2 successive errors at third base. One by Say on a wild throw, the other one by Spire. Strike 2, a slider. Lee Smith, who has fanned 32 men in 21 innings. 0-2. Bouncing ball foul. He's sure keeping the ball away from Brock, who just busted his bat on that foul ball. Hit it off the end.
Well, he's doing what he should do, staying away. The slider is not a good pitch here unless you throw a bad one down and try to get Brock to swing at a bad pitch. But a slider from the middle of the plate in is the one pitch that Brock can hit hard. I don't think he can catch up with Lee Smith's fastball.
0-2 the count. Greg Brock. He's had 1 homer this year, that won a ball game. Sanderson, a magnificent job. 0-2 the count. Low and outside. You can see Jody Davis lined up to the outside part of the plate. There's Lasorda. This game looked like it was all over with a few moments ago. Now the Dodgers are in a spot to pull it out of the fire. And they have a well-known tradition for doing these things. Base hit in the left field. It's a
at second base.
And here's Landro. He's 0 for 3. 3 home runs this year.
Chris Spires back awfully far at third base. Landro might be laying it down the third baseline.
Sanderson pitched 8 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits. 2 runs, both of which were unearned in this inning. Fouled it out of play, and the count evens a ball and a strike. Only 1 out, the tying run at second, the winning run at first. Bottom of the 9th. Hold everything. There's Jim Fry. Bouncing ball. Foul ball. And there's going to be an argument. Holy cow, that would have been the ball game. Joey Amalfitano's arguing, along with Lasorda. John McSherry called it quickly, and he's right on the line. Watch Spire. Just fouled by an inch. That would have been a Dodger victory right there. These hitters are getting around late, but they're hitting the ball. Landro usually pulled. He just missed a game-winning double down the third baseline. Smitty's ready. Ooh, what a rip he had at a fastball. And Landro's mad at himself.
He can get him out if he throws a high fastball to the inner portion of the plate. Landro has been known to swing at bad pitches, especially up.
1-2 the count. Better get it way up, though. That evens the count 2-2. That one. Gary Woods is there. 2 men are gone. And now, here's R.J. Reynolds, who hit the ball so hard. Well, Scott Sanderson. His first time he lined at Dernier. The second time he lined hard to Matthews. And the third time he trickled into the right field corner. And now the game is on his shoulder. And so is it on Lee Smith's broad back. Reynolds hitting .228. Strike call. A fastball over the outside corner. Lee Smith trying for his 9th save. Bouncing ball foul. He's ahead of them 0-2. Again, they fouled the left-hand hitter, fouling to the third base side, emphasizing that Lee Smith is throwing the ball hard. They've had trouble getting around on it. 0-2. Don't make it good. Bounce it up there. High fastball outside. 1-2 on R.J. Reynolds. The young left fielder. Tying run at second, winning run at first. 3-2 Cubs. Bottom of the 9th. Watch it. Ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bill Russell waiting on deck. The 2-2 pitch with 2 on and 2 out. Again, he had a good rip, but he fouled it back. He wasn't behind on that pitch. Boy, the Dodger fans who left have missed all the excitement. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Cubs lead 3-2, bottom of the 9th. Again, just barely got a piece of the ball.
Carey, he's got to get him right here because he doesn't want the runners going. Brock could score from first on a double if he goes to 3-2.
Two balls, 2 strikes. R.J. Reynolds. Lee Smith. Foul ball out of play. On the third base side. The Dodgers, who have such a fabled tradition for turning sure defeats into victories, are knocking at the door again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Will be going. And boy, a tough game situation hitter is waiting to walk up there in the event Reynolds gets on. And Bill Russell. Hold everything here. Got a lucky rabbit, get it out. 3-2 pitch. Fouled it out of play. That was a slider he threw him. The runners naturally were going. Brock is the winning run. Marshall is the tying run. The outfield playing Reynolds shaded towards left. Here is the biggest pitch of the night. Bouncing ball. Sandberg has it. Cubs win! Cubs win! Win! Holy cow! Come on out off the floor. Everything's over.
Oh, boy. What a 9th inning that was.
Look at that. Everybody can grin now and smile. Jim Fry. Oh, what a finish. And the Cubs hold on and win it. And Scott Sanderson got what he so richly deserved, a victory. And Lee Smith picks up his save. And we'll be back with the totals as soon as we come back to life.
This bud's for everyone who scrapes it, sprays it, and lays it on smooth.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
If you've been a little slow getting started in the mornings, then wake up to Toyota driving excitement. Toyota MR2, mid-engine, 0 to 50 in 6 seconds. Or for fun in the sun, the Celica GTS convertible. If power's your play, take control of Toyota Supra or Corolla ETS. Just one thing, though. You may want to set your alarm a little later. Open your eyes to Toyota driving excitement at your Toyota dealer. Nobody else can give you the feeling.
Often, a homeowner's policy is the first insurance a married couple buys together. So we make it a point to explain all the State Farm coverages in terms they understand. We want people to move into the new home knowing they've got the right protection, that it's a good value, and that we're there to make sure they get good service.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's homeowners insurance, the State Farm way.
Now there's a place besides Murph's to get quality 76 gasoline. 76 self-serve marks. But they've got more here than gasoline.
What'll it be, Murph?
Ah, a loaf of bread, a jug of milk, and now besides me, Rosie.
Sweet talker.
At self-serve marts, you can fill up your tank, stock up on groceries, and use your 76 credit card.
Well, Murph, are you going to say those words I'm longing to hear?
I sure am, Rosie. Charge it.
Go with the spirit.
At self-serve marts.
The spirit of 76.
With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Dodger Stadium. Who's excited? It was just a routine ball game, a very dull, boring ninth inning, right?
Well, all's well that ends well, Harry, but it didn't look that way in the ninth. Because third base turned into a little bit of a circus down there, but Lee Smith came on, made some pretty good pitches at the end.
Yes, he did, and the way he battled both R.J. Reynolds and Landreau, and before getting them both, that wasn't exactly a routine play. While it was a softly hit, the speed of R.J. Reynolds, I'm glad we had the sure-fingered Ryan Sandberg fielding that ball and not somebody else.
Well, I know you and I were nervous up here, but you can just imagine what Scott Sanderson was feeling in the dugout as he almost saw his masterpiece slip away. But Lee Smith came in, his ninth save, Harry, and he was firing bullets.
You know, Sanderson pitched 9 shutout innings in his last outing at San Francisco on this road trip, and he should have 9 more. The 2 runs that are charged to him, of course, are both unearned, but I know he'll be very happy about the victory, and Lee Smith with his 9th save.
Well, Cub pitching, and we've always been talking about the starters, but the entire Cubs staff has had a 1.55 ERA on this West Coast trip. And now the club is 4-3 going into Atlanta. It's going to be a good 3-game series down there.
All right, it's an off day tomorrow. We're past midnight. We've all turned into pumpkins, especially the Dodgers. The Cubs now are on the plus side on the trip. They've won 4 and they've lost 3. Have all their 3 best pitchers ready to go against the Braves, and that ought to be a hot weekend.
Well, how about a 9-0 laugher on Friday, and I'll see you down there.
Besides, I'll see my son Skip down there,
okay.
too. Okay, Steve, here are the totals now. 3 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for the Cubs. The winner, of course, is Scott Sanderson. He has won 2 and lost 1 for the year. The save goes to Lee Smith, and nobody ever earned one more. It was his 9th of the year. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The loser was Rick Honeycutt, who pitched a very, very creditable ball game himself, the kind of a ball game that normally would win. It was his misfortune to be paired against the masterful and magnificent Scott Sanderson on this particular evening. And Honeycutt now has a record of 2-3. Well, I don't know about you, but I know what I'm headed for, and this, Bud, is for all of us. With Steve Stone, I'm Harry Carey. The Cubs have prevailed. They've swept the series from the Dodgers, beating them here tonight by the score of 3-2. Hope you enjoyed the telecast. We'll see you Friday night from Atlanta. So long, everybody. Participating advertisers in Cubs baseball were Anheuser-Busch, Brewers of Bud Light, your neighborhood True Value hardware store, Zenith and your Zenith dealer, Union 76 and your neighborhood Union 76 dealer, the friendly skies of United Airlines, Toyota Motor Sales, and your Chicagoland Toyota dealer, Pepsi-Cola General Butler, and Canon Cameras. Tomorrow's an off day. Our next televised game will be between the Chicago Cubs and the Atlanta Braves. Friday night at 4:30 p.m. Chicago time. That's 4:30 Friday evening. All right. Our executive producer director is Arnie Harris. And this has been a WGN Television 9 sports presentation.